A happy Monday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Today on the Hangout, it is Matt Iwanyk. It is Tom Gazzola here at Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. We got T-Roy, who I never even asked what you want to be called. You got to hold the mic and speak into it.
That's important.
Yeah, you got to have that with you there.
I'm not a radio guy.
Now you are.
Make sure you're speaking into it too. There you go.
Jeez. All right.
We had you on the Hangout for a little bit before.
Yeah.
That was draft day or no?
That was draft day.
Was it a draft day?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
You just showed up one day.
Yeah, but we had you on to talk about your shorts.
Yeah, you guys pulled me in.
Yeah, that wasn't a draft, was it?
Glue guy was breaking my chops.
Glue?
'Cause they were fleece line shorts, and it was minus 40.
Yes.
And
Yeah, he didn't
said-
like the fleece line.
no,
That's what he didn't
said
like.
I got to be wearing basketball shorts, which
Hey, you got your shorts on again today?
yep, always do. And
Is there when do you not wear shorts? Like, what's the threshold? Or is there a threshold that you don't wear shorts?
There is no threshold. If I go to a funeral,
That's
I
okay.
will put pants on.
Wedding?
Wedding, pants
Okay.
on. When I'm riding my motorbike, I'll put my jeans on. I did not wear. I was wearing shorts, but good shorts, my golf shorts, to when I became the godfather to Marshall and Elizabeth.
I like
but I
how-
was wearing shorts.
As you were also the second choice.
Yes.
As
yeah.
you found out last week.
Did
Yeah.
you notice when Dusty talks about the Godfather, he does like this thing, and I'm like, I don't know if that's the right.
Well, I think he's trying to do an
He's trying to-
Italian gesture.
But at the
Yeah,
same
but
time,
I
he's
don't
like
think
flipping
it's the
someone
right
off.
one.
No. That one, like, it's a borderline swear that you're trying to do there.
Yeah.
I think he wants to do the fingers waggle like this. This is what he's trying for.
Right.
But instead he's going under the chin.
And it's not.
which is
yeah,
very
it's like
close to
you're cutting it pretty
an Italian
close there,
swear
Dusty.
and things like
Yeah.
that. So Dusty, like, yeah.
God bless him.
He hasn't even watched The Godfather. So
I
he doesn't
haven't either.
fully-
I'm not
You
gonna
haven't
lie.
watched
I
The
haven't
Godfather?
seen that. I have not seen it. No.
That is one of my favorite movies. Like, it's.
Must be a generational thing. But
I've seen it.
no.
And I'm younger.
You
are
are
Italian as well, though.
That's true.
Also
That's true. It's like a
Italian
rite of
over here,
passage.
just
Yes.
ignorant. Obviously, I've watched Scarface, Casino,
And you haven't
Goodfellas.
seen Godfather.
Yeah, Heat.
Heat's great.
That is a great movie.
I wish I would have known this last night because I would have told your mom to make Tommy watch The
Well,
Godfather.
my mom. He doesn't need to watch stuff like that.
It's the dad's the.
My dad's Italian. My mom's
So
a little
the dad-
Polish
and well,
lady.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Reno's gonna have to be like, hey, dude, watch this.
Yeah,
I
he
think.
would say that. And then, you know what? He'd be like, I'd ask him, like, do you remember The Godfather? He goes, yeah, it was a good movie. A thing
Great
with
movie.
the thing, and the guy died at
Great
the end.
movie.
And it's like, you fell asleep like 2 hours in, didn't you? No, I just don't remember it. I'm old. I'd be like, you fell
Do
asleep.
you want me to lend it to you?
Yes, please.
Because I have it.
Is it on Netflix?
I could look what it is right now. Oh,
Wow.
by the way, there will be a second Iwanyk here. The cooler Iwanyk will be here as my brother Mike is coming. He's just dropping off his kid, and then he'll be by for the Hangout today. He gets his Mondays off, so I've been wanting him on for a while, so we're going to have him here. He's got to come. Now, I was looking up what streaming service
And,
Godfather's on.
Did you get it?
I'd like to say that everyone breaking YouTube Trev's balls. If you seen what he walked in
What
with
did I miss last night?
you would understand why he was late. That guy, YouTube Trev, was the MVP of the Super Bowl. He knocked her right out of the park.
What did you
Good
do?
for him.
I was listening on my way in, and oh, you were late.
Yeah, he wasn't here for the morning show.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I came down here
he
with
had a
Zach to
room.
set up.
Yep.
I'm not supposed to do the morning show.
No.
And all of a sudden, we're waiting. I tell Zach, hey, give Trev a call.
Yep.
He goes, it goes right to voicemail. I was like, okay.
Uh-oh.
This is going to go off. So
Phone
then
dead.
I text him just before, like, hey, when you're, like I just said, he wouldn't have seen this text, but you need to come, you need to let us know when you're here because we got to send Renee to go get you because the casino's not open
Right.
yet.
Thank you to Renee, by the way.
Yeah, very much thank you because she's not
And
supposed
she's
to be
in
here
great
today.
spirits today.
She's not supposed to be here today.
Yeah,
and she came for us. So thank you, Renee, and thank you for the
That was an
hospitality.
awesome event
She
last
crushed
night.
She brought
it last
donuts.
night.
She brought Virgin
Yeah.
Caesars. She got her reprieve. She's got her espresso now. That's been double espresso
Yes.
that she needs. So thank you to her. But I text Trev like, hey, we need you to let us know so we can send Renee to get you in here, and no response. So I was doing the morning show for a bit. Didn't plan that as I was going downstairs.
Oh, boy.
So I had to go up during the morning show. I had to leave Zach to come to do part of it.
It happens. It happens, Trev.
So everyone
all done
everyone
it.
gets one.
Everyone gets
Everyone
one.
always gets one. I've never missed a shift. Have you?
The closest I have ever come to missing a show, actually I've never missed a show, although I am getting like flashbacks to Rod Phillips' retirement night, like when they hung the banner.
Yeah.
And the morning skate that day, it happened to be industry night at the establishment across the parking lot from my
Of course it was.
prior home. Might have gotten into one and might have missed the morning skate.
That's morning skate.
Yeah. But like I was supposed to do like this big story on Rod. I did end up doing a big story on Rod. And I actually crushed it. My boss had a meeting with me. He's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Oh, my phone died." I didn't tell him about the other stuff.
I don't think Dusty talked about it. The one time he missed a show was in Chicago for the draft. You and Rashog, I think, took him out. And you
Why
guys...
am I always guilty?
No, I'm just saying
I
you
was
guys-
there.
Okay, you were there with Dusty.
Did I buy him a
And-
beverage or two? Yeah.
But that was the one he missed
Didn't make him
because...
drink 'em.
No, and I made it to the availability the next morning.
Yeah, but you didn't have to do a radio show at 6 in the morning, which
This
would have
is
been...
true.
Actually, that was 7. It's
Yeah.
Chicago. You save an hour.
But the bars are open till like 4 in Chicago.
It doesn't matter. Like
We're out
in
front.
Vegas last week, it was tough because it was 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
He's in Chicago. It's 1 hour extra. He got to sleep in,
Yeah.
and he still missed the show. I just realized that. That's even worse for Dusty.
The bottom line is, happens to all of us.
It happens.
Oh, I'm not gonna
Or
lie.
it happens where you do shows really hurting.
Yes.
And
oh God, I've
Eric
been
has
there.
been proof over the last week of that happening.
I'm not gonna lie. My previous job, every once in a while we had to work a Saturday, and there were Saturdays where I would wake up and I wouldn't even just call in. When they
You must work for the city or the province.
No, my previous job. When they
Okay.
asked me on the Monday, I'd be like, "Oh, I was supposed to work," and that's all I would say.
Godfather, by the way, is on Paramount if you want to watch it.
Okay, I think I have that.
If you don't, I got the DVDs. And you got a PS
I have-
something.
I have a
that should be able
PS4.
to play the DVDs. even though
Okay,
I
it
didn't
might
realize
blow
that
up
for a while.
Okay, deal.
So it's...
I need a PS5 so bad.
I have a PS3 still. I have not even upgraded to a PS4. What do you got? Or do you even game? Like your kids?
Your kids must.
My kids have a PS4. I had a ColecoVision when I was a kid, and that's been it. I've never had a PlayStation.
Trev and Zach to come are looking at you like, what are you talking about? ColecoVision.
Oh, you know what it
You know
is? Okay. He at least knows what it is.
Okay.
Well, you've probably seen it in a museum.
Touche.
Tell me how you doing today.
I'm good.
Yeah?
So this was a packed house last night.
Yes,
it was
it was.
awesome. It really, really was. The nasties turned out. I think there was some like casual onlookers that kind of filtered their way in too.
Or probably shocked.
There's
Well,
a lot of people probably just going like, what's going on in that back corner over there?
Right, like it was like like a good buzz. The food, the prices were phenomenal. The food was great. 6 o'clock or lager. Like I tried to order. I think I ordered 6 by the end of the night. I had to actually go to Renee a few times, and I would put it down. I would have the one I was working on, and I would put it down, and it would be gone. Like someone would take it. Like Dusty took one for the pyramid, and then it was spilled. A few other times, like there was a couple of nasties that were just over the top, fully into it, and I'm pretty sure one of them took 2 of mine. And I was like, okay, I'm not ordering any more of these. Like, I got my 6. I only drank like 2 or 3 of them fully, and then everybody was like tired, winding it down. And I heard about the sleeping situation, so I was like, well, I'm going home. And I had the best sleep.
See, and I was smart. I went outside the box. I was drinking gin last night. No one else was drinking that.
Your bill
So
was amazing, by the way.
my drink was always there. Always knew which one it was.
Well, you had like 60 of them, so I'm exaggerating, but it was good. Like I feel refreshed. I feel good. And then I was listening to the boys on the way in. I was actually watching a little bit too, and I saw them, and I'm like, oh, the setup looks awesome. They are in pain, and I
Dusty
felt bad
picked
for
it
them.
up over the show.
Yeah.
He got a lot better from the start to the end. So did Eric, to the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But his voice was just completely gone.
Oh,
I could tell.
but Eric.
They showed up at a decent time, too. What time? Because I got a text from
I think
Dusty as he was
Eric got
on.
a pretty good night's sleep though.
Well,
not
Eric, I
sure.
think had a nap at one point.
I'm not
No,
sure.
he was around. He was always around.
He
I think so.
He was not allowed on the casino
Dusty got
floor.
here
Did
about
you hear
20
about this?
minutes.
Yes. Okay, so
You know what? That's an excellent play to get a good night's sleep.
Renee has the story. Renee says he was not allowed in the casino.
Yes, and he
was
had
too drunk. He left, and then
He
he
still
came
had
back.
a slot ticket to cash because he had
Right,
some money.
of
And they're like,
course.
you could do that tomorrow. He's like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. So
And
he's got to make sure he's
Lucas-
fine
Lucas
time.
had himself a night.
Yeah.
Well, Glue Guy did too.
Oh,
Glue guy definitely
Glue Guy was
had
having a
night.
lot. I've never seen Glue Guy.
What are you, Zach? To come, he took you under his wing all night long. You should be like, he's the best. I love Glue Guy. But yeah, that is warranted.
Trev was
because
feeling good.
Trev was having a good time. Trev got and his lady got a standing O.
They did because
Yes.
Glue Guy
on
did
the
that.
way. Glue guy, yeah.
yeah.
She was
So-
rattled, but then she handled it well. Yeah, she liked
When
it.
she
Good
walked
attention.
in, the smile on your dad's face when you got that standing O, he was like, "That's my boy."
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. My mom's like, "Who is that?" I'm like,
Yeah, I saw you had to bring your mom over to meet Trev.
she wanted to meet him. Yeah, she was like, "Is that YouTube, Trev?" And I was like, "Yep." She's like, "Can I meet him?" I'm like, "Sure,
Come on
go
over.
say hi." Yeah, like she's like, "No, I'm scared." I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'll take you over." And she got to meet Trev, Hope, and Frank, which was lovely.
One of my favorite parts actually was I was still following very much closely the Waste Management Phoenix Open
We
final.
were.
round.
Thank you,
I
Renee,
had
for
it-
putting that on. By the
I
way,
had it on my phone in the back corner.
Yes.
And people kept asking me about it, like what was
Yeah.
going on, because I was really following Nick Taylor's push.
That was
And
amazing.
then Renee got it on eventually, and there was when Nick Taylor got the game, the winning putt, this place erupted. Like I don't know what happened in the game, but this place erupted because Nick Taylor got it.
Every
Well,
TV had the.
half erupted.
Yes.
The other half were like,
What's
"What the
going
hell
on over
happened
there
in the game?"
What are
Yeah.
you guys cheering for? But no, it was a great putt. I was so invested on that one. I text Josh Clausen after because I know he would have been. He's like, I haven't watched a second of Super Bowl. This has been amazing. So
What
I
a-
have one other person I could relate to with this one.
That was phenomenal. And I was watching before I got here, and I was kind of asking a few people like what the updates were, and then I actually speaking of Clausen, I was watching Live Golf on Saturday.
What'd you think?
Better than I thought it was going to be. Better than what I saw in season 1, and it almost anticlimactic, like the way they're celebrating. Like DJ wins, but his team doesn't, and then they celebrate his win for the tournament, and then the team gets up there and they do like the champagne celebration. Like it looked really nice, but it didn't have the same luster and mystique of the PGA. It looked great. The money is there. The Las Vegas Country Club. I thought it was weird seeing like backyards and homes, the way that broadcast managed to catch them in angles, and on the PGA Tour, whatever courses do have homes and stuff like that, that back onto some of these courses that they play at, like you don't really see them. And I don't think that they go to a lot of them that have the homes right there too. I don't know, Maddie, like some of it's cool, live golf wise. I was like, okay, like I could probably get into this. And then the one thing that caught me that I was like, this doesn't sound right is Championship Saturday. Championship Saturday, just every time I heard it, I'm like,
Well, and it's weird because they did Sunday last week.
right, and maybe because it's the
Change
Super
with
Bowl,
it is.
but-
Well, yeah, you're not going up against the
But-
Super
yeah,
Bowl.
but it
Or
still
Waste
sounded
Management.
odd.
Like you can't go up
No.
against WM Phoenix Open. It's become a big TV watching event
But
as much
Yeah.
as it's party.
I'd like to know how many people, like on a Saturday or a Sunday, are like, yes, golf is on. Turn it on when the broadcast starts. Watch the whole thing.
Have a nap.
Completely. That, to me, golf is, if I'm feeling rough, like,
Yeah.
if there was golf on right now,
It soothes
I
you.
would
You'd
be
watch it?
laying on my couch, and I'd see like a couple holes, I'd fall asleep.
Yep.
I'd see a couple holes, I'd fall asleep.
Yep.
And then you'd wake up and be like, oh, who won?
100%.
Right? So it's amazing what they can do, how they shoot, because I'm a horrible golfer. No matter what I do, I'm always going to be a horrible golfer.
We all are horrible golfers.
Yes.
Some
So-
less horrible than others. But the one thing was they were talking about, I think it was CW Network, right, Maddie?
Yep.
Yeah, so they were talking about, okay, coverage of the Live Golf event will be wrapped up on this CW station. You can continue watching on the next CW channel. But I was watching on the YouTube feed, and there was like 9,000 people watching at once, which is a good crowd. But at the end of the day, I was like, it looks good, aesthetics. There's some great golfers on the tour, but it still feels hollow, if I could describe it that way.
The music sounds weird still to me.
That was different.
It's not there for me.
Yeah.
The broadcast last year I didn't enjoy it at all. I didn't like the broadcast, just didn't like what they were saying. They kept trying to really shove how great Live Golf was down my throat.
They did that.
Like,
they did that on
but
Saturday.
I feel like they've toned it back that I was able to, last week when I watched it, I was able to stomach it. This weekend I didn't throw it on once because I was watching. I'm the type of guy that will watch golf no matter what.
Yeah.
I'll throw it on.
That does not surprise me.
And Phoenix Open's one of those, I throw it on and I'll watch it.
That was great.
This is a big event for me, to watch it. Same last week, actually, the only reason I watched Live was because Pebble was rained out.
Right.
So
David Faraday all day, every day on the Live Golf broadcast.
He always you could hear his saliva. It's
is
really
weird,
annoying.
yeah.
I don't like David Faraday. Great analysis.
Yes.
But it's just
there
too
was
much.
a few of those, and
It's
I'm
too
like,
much.
whoa. Someone cut his mic or hit your cough button, dude.
So as we were talking, has the Phoenix Open, the Waste Management, reached its peak?
Yes.
Because
We're
of what
getting texts about
fans
that.
are doing.
Tee it up.
Gotta bring the mic a little closer. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. What fans are doing, it's no longer is it,
It was-
we're going to have a good time and people are going to enjoy it. Now you're actually getting people going there just to get annihilated. And
That's an understatement.
You know what I
It used
mean?
to be there's a golf event and people came and had a good time with it.
Yes. Mhm.
Now it's people go to do crazy
It
things,
literally
and there's
is-
a golf tournament that just happens to be going
Yes.
on. The fact that now golfers are getting annoyed. We saw Zach Johnson and I think Billy Horschel getting into it with fans yesterday.
Were
Being
they?
like, quiet. Well,
Yeah, I missed
Johnson was getting chirped about Ryder Cup stuff. He went up. He's like, quiet, enough, guys. And then Billy Horschel's like, F off. Even said this is our job.
Yeah.
And people just
That's
started
true.
laughing. Once we got to that point, that's now where I think we jumped the shark.
Right.
it literally is Happy Gilmore. That's what it's turned into.
Good point.
Right?
So there was a text that came in the nasty chat from Big Maple, I think it was.
Come on up.
And Big Maple said they had to stop serving booze at 16 for a bit because it was getting out of hand. And then was watching some of the highlights from the Waste Management Open. I think it was the Saturday highlights, the butt sliding. Hey, Mike. The butt sliding and the guy running onto the fairway,
Snow Angel in the
Snow
sand
Angel, the girl doing a shotgun, or was it a double fist? And that, I'm like, what's so crazy about that? But I mean, among other things, the one guy being sold, firemen carried out of the parking lot, and then somebody posted the video of the guy from last year who's so bombed that he was walking backwards and forwards and wouldn't fall. His legs were like rubber, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot
Last year
about
someone
that
jumped
guy.
in the water.
That's right.
And that's
someone did jump
reclaimed
in.
water. It's not good
It's
water.
you're gonna get E. coli.
Yes.
If you have an open wound.
Yeah, that's not a good water to jump in.
Not good water.
This is my brother Mike here. The cooler Iwanyk is now here on the EST Hangout. So
Nice
you've
and
been
close,
to it.
Mike.
He's
Nice
actually
and
been to
close.
Waste Management too.
Yes, I have.
You got to speak close to the mic too.
Yeah,
there
I've
we
been
go.
there, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, probably more than that.
What year did we go?
I can't remember.
And I would buy that.
2016.
That is the brother that would go to Phoenix.
16.
This is the guy who would go to Pebble
Oh, I know
Beach.
his brother. I know his brother. I know his brother's friends. A lot of them were playing Red Wings after I finished up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all went down, and I can say that 16th green is definitely a wild time.
One of our friends. Oh, go ahead, Matty.
No, I think it was 2016.
2016.
I think so.
Well, 8 years ago.
Yeah,
Holy-
maybe.
We're getting old, dude. One of our mutual friends, who I played men's league with eventually, he claims this as his claim to fame. He goes, Tommy, go back and watch so-and-so teeing off and listen for Let the Big Dog Eat. And I went and I found it pretty quickly, and he goes, that was me. And I'm like, oh, that's great. You did it. You made it. He's like, it was on ESPN. And I'm like, wonderful. Wonderful.
No way to prove that.
Yeah.
Andy.
No. And we know, you and I talked about it yesterday. It's like, Why is that your claim to fame? Why does that even matter in your life? You've done so many more things that are
But that's his top
better
thing.
than that. But that was to
That's the
say,
top
he's
of his
like, I did
resume.
it. I got on there. I'm like,
Well, it's wild.
here's a pat on the back and good job.
All I remember is when you get there, we were off to the side of the green, so not where behind the green and like that, but like where the grandstands are and all that.
Yep.
And I just remember us and the boys, every time the beer cart or beer lady came with the tray,
Yep.
we just bought the whole tray.
How much?
I can't remember that. but
That
all I
tray's
just
probably
know
like
is,
$200.
We'll just buy that whole thing and send it up to those guys, and we have pictures of like underneath our feet was just beer bottles and everything
Shocking.
like that. So
Because if you leave, you might lose your spot, right? Or how does that work?
if you leave
Like
the
all
area,
of you guys.
yeah. So if you leave the area, so they have like bathrooms for you to use,
Mm-hmm.
but then once you leave that area of seating, then next people come in because it's a lineup. So
Damn.
Wow.
I really
There's-
want to get there.
and there's people that actually stand outside where the bathrooms are and will go to the concession for you, and that's how they make money. Is they
Smart.
just running back
Isn't
and
it?
forth.
That is smart. That's good business.
Pay a little ticket, get in, and then just make money the whole day.
Yeah.
I think the guy told us he paid like $50 to get in, and he'd make almost $1,000 a day.
I'm not surprised.
No, like smart.
Smart. One of my old producers slash camera guys that worked for Oilers TV, now working for the Devils, he went there with his buddies for a weekend, and he said it's just sloppy. Like everything behind the grandstand is nasty. Like just disgusting.
And
Like,
now it seems like it's gone too far. Like,
Yeah.
it's worse than that probably now.
Yeah.
Which is where have we ruined this great event, which was organic to start of how much of a
Right.
party it was, to now where the PJ is actually going to have to step in and be like, we got to rein this in somehow. Because if the golfers are getting upset and that we're not
Oh,
going to play
that's-
here anymore, what's going to happen?
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's a
If they don't
huge
wanna go-
moneymaker.
Jordan
Like-
Spieth got mad at someone yesterday too. Somebody spoke in it. He actually ended up having a really good shot on it. Somebody spoke in his backswing. He
Think
said,
that was
"What
on
the
the
bleak" or
18th.
whatever, and then it landed 15 feet from the hole. Like he had a great shot in the end, but they're all getting mad at the fans right now.
But still, that's your job. That'd be like you guys or Dustin and Eric doing their show.
Renee and Trevor
people
right now
get-
just
oh,
taunting
sorry.
us and yelling
Yes.
at us, you know,
And
throwing things at us.
yeah, every time you go to say something, mashed potatoes, as you're talking.
Mashed potatoes. The donuts being chucked
Yeah.
at you. Yeah. It's like, it is Happy Gilmore. It is really neat, and people get excited to see the Waste Management open, the stadium hole, and all that. But at some point, like, and I'm not for stuffy golf and old school golf or anything like that. I like that it's kind of easing up a little bit, but that does get beyond. Where you're
There's a
just
line
like,
to it.
hey,
You don't want
You
that
know.
anywhere.
Well,
Yeah.
Anywhere it gets
especially-
that far.
especially on TV. TV is there to show the top golfers in the world
Yeah.
making their top shots.
Yeah.
Not, shanking it because some meatball throws a beer can at him
Yeah.
or something, right?
That's true.
So from a sponsor or a TV point of view, they might step in and be like, we're not.
no more.
Yeah.
Yeah. That does
But
happen.
they're also at fault for this because every year they keep promoting how
They
great of
enable
a
it.
party this is. Look at 16 and look at the party that's going on and all this great stuff is happening.
Yeah.
And now people are like, okay, I'm going to go to just get absolutely obliterated and become an ass.
I'd rather
And they're celebrating me.
I'd rather go to a golf course like 3 blocks away in Scottsdale, get obliterated while playing terrible golf at the same time. Like,
We did that too on that trip.
well, I hope so.
One of you guys hit a
Not
house that
surprising.
trip, did you not?
all four of us hit a house.
Okay, there you
in
go.
4 consecutive holes.
Wow. Yeah, that
It
happens.
doesn't matter what golf course.
No.
If there's a house around, someone's dinging one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet these people complain that buy those houses. They
Yeah.
complain that
Yeah.
they go like, "Don't hit my house." Well, don't buy a house on the course. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's gonna get hit.
Sorry, here's my
My
Titleist.
slice is terrible,
Or
it's
my
gonna hit
noodle
you.
I found in the water hazard 2 holes back.
Of course. I'm just glad you didn't fall into the water hazard, Troy.
Yeah, well, we've all been there.
I have not been in the water hazard. Have you been in the water hazard?
No.
Have you fallen? Okay.
No, God no.
Thank God.
Well, it made it sound like you have. We've all been there. Like,
No, but I did have a buddy standing on an anthill. He didn't know it was an anthill, taking a leak into a water hazard, and then complaining because they
There
were
were
crawling
ants.
all over.
I've broken 3 clubs in my life. We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
That's the worst that I've had.
I've witnessed
2
all
out
3
of
too.
stupidity, 1 out of anger.
You know what?
Threw it at a golf cart.
I've
That was
golfed
bad. In front of my mom, too.
Oh, she
that was a bad
was
one.
mad.
That was a bad one. She's listening, too. Hi, Mom.
And your Aunt Carmela is also on the nasty chat.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, she's saying hi, boys.
Oh, I should open that
hi.
up.
Love it.
She's listening all the way from...
See you, Carmela.
Dusty has
Buongiorno.
mellowed
Oh, look at that.
a lot over
There
the
it
years
is.
since he's
Auntie.
had kids.
Out
Yeah.
in Trail, BC.
Originally, Dusty
Or
used to
casino.
get fired up playing golf. Like, me and him are both horrible golfers, but
Yep.
we're on par. And we would just bang it out. And we'd have swings where one guy's up by 4 strokes. A hole later, the other guy's up by 2. And he would get so mad. It was awesome. I could just twist him up, and he would get pissed. It was great.
Zulu, I love how these stories are coming up now. Zulu texts in, says, I watched my friend throw his clubs in the pond and give up forever. That's tough, man.
Well, if you're going out, you might as well go out with a bang. Or
I
a
know.
splash in that case.
Well, yeah, but to give up forever, like, I know a few friends who've wrapped their clubs around trees, and then they're like, I need my 5-iron. I'm like, well, 5 holes ago, you smashed it against the tree. Like, hey, dum-dum, think about what you're doing here.
Well,
But I
that's
was
like
going for
this
the
guy.
shot.
Well,
We weren't even talking about you.
I know.
What are you talking about?
Like, I'm explaining what this...
Dumb.
I am going through the thought process of those people because I have done said thing. And I'm trying to make a shot sometimes.
I would love to smash my clubs after a terrible shot or a shank, but then I'm like, I've spent a lot of money on this thing. I
Yeah,
can't.
then you got to buy another
my
one.
my baby.
This is why I think they need to add, like, punching bag stuff on a golf cart. So you could take the club right to the cart, but in the punching bag area.
man.
And you
just
guys
start-
ever golfed in Vegas?
No, I haven't.
Oh, great. Your clubs, you rent your clubs, the golf cart. There's a little cooler on it. It's
Oh,
packed
yeah.
with ice when you roll up.
Sure, they do that here.
Beer cart girl. It was like 6 beers for $10.
That-
Unbelievable.
that part-
that does not happen. Here.
That part I do know well, because when we would go do our Gazzola Boys golf trips down to Phoenix, that was always amazing. I remember my brother. We were at the turn at one of the courses, and there's a million courses. Everybody around here knows that in Phoenix, everybody's gone down there for the most part. But you go down there, and we're at the turn, and my brother's like, all right, I got the next round. And we're like, okay, cool. And he comes out with this, like, garbage bag, and it's a clear one. We're like, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, he's like, 3 super cans for $6. So I got, like, 12, and they gave it to him in a plastic garbage bag full of ice. And he just threw it in the back of the cart, and I was like, this is amazing. This is how you golf. And it was like 35 degrees Celsius and really hot. So those things were going down like juice boxes. We had a great round.
Well, the best round we played was in Mexico, me and my buddy.
Yeah.
And, his brother actually regrets it, that after he seen what we were doing. But our round was, I think it was 8 hours for us to finish our round. But we were basically
my
the
God.
only people on the course.
Yeah.
Basically, the beer cart guy followed us the whole time. So we had our own personal beer cart guy, and it was all you could drink and eat.
I was hoping he would give you a
awesome.
few caddy tips here and there, too.
Oh, no, he was just watching the wild party because my buddy ended up standing on top of the golf cart. And,
No.
Oh, yeah, it was wild, and, yeah, it was well worth it. And we'd see people 2 holes behind us, and we would be like, oh, we'll let them pass. And we'd sit there for
Yes.
20 minutes for them to pass so we could keep going.
That's an 8-hour round for sure, then.
Oh, yeah. Great time, though.
That's a good 8-hour round, though, right? Like,
I mean, if
I've
you've got nothing
complained
else to do.
about long golf, but when you're doing it to yourself, it's worth it.
Right.
Right? Because you're doing other things with it.
That's
just
true.
going to a course and having to wait, and it's be that, you get frustrated.
And
It's
the
so
fact you're on vacation.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
You got nowhere else to be.
nothing on your mind. You're just, nice and easy. But that kind of golf, that mentality in the stands at a big event like the Waste Management Open, I'm pretty sure everybody would agree, like, hey, maybe dial it back 1 or 2 notches.
I think we're going to start seeing something.
Yeah. Like, how do they enforce that?
I
Oh,
have
Frank.
no idea what, like... It's a really good question because part of what also happened was security apparently at one point just stopped checking tickets and just let anyone in.
What?
Because it was just so, like, I guess they got overwhelmed or something.
Jeez.
And that's what happened on Saturday, is that just more people came in than were supposed to, and that's how then, like, there was just a lot of beer sold, so they shut off the beer and stuff. That was one of their reactions
Wow.
to it. So I don't know, you gotta be better with the security. The delays did not help either. when
Right.
there's a bunch of people going and there's no golf happening and
That's
all you have to
frustrating.
do is drink,
Yeah.
and then you're going to be there longer because the golf is going to run later, that's also asking for trouble.
True.
So,
True.
Someone must have heard that their son was late for work today, and they showed up to crack the whip and make sure he's.
Trev's trying to
doing
wipe
his
this away,
job.
so I don't
Shut
think
up, Troy.
I don't think they
Shut
know.
up, Troy.
They'll find out eventually. Yeah, this is the EST Hangout presented
Oh.
by White Claw, Tom Gazzola, T-Roy, Matt Iwanyk, and my brother
Man,
Mike is
what I
here.
wouldn't give for a White Claw right now.
Can I read this while we're getting sassed by 05 Lost Aussie?
Okay.
We're getting sassed. I love the sass on this Monday morning. Just wondering if any of you are good enough at golf to even get that angry. The Godfather might have the right idea. Who gives an expletive? Keep on drinking. LOL.
So, I got a good story.
Yeah, go
Back
for it. This is why
in
you're here.
your former job or career, they used to have a golf tournament.
Oh, the TSN
Oh, you
golf,
can
or the 1260 golf
Yes.
It's
tournament?
okay. You can say
Wait,
TSS
it was
1260.
1260 golf
Well,
tournament. 1260
Hold the
was team
mic
and
up to
12.
your mouth, by the
Actually,
way. That's the beauty of
I've
these
also
mics.
bumped up their audio, so
Oh, okay,
to
good.
help
So,
balance it a little bit.
yeah, I guess they're no longer around, so I guess they're not competition.
We're working on that.
You guys put them out of business.
They couldn't survive without us, so they had to shut down the power.
Hey,
That's the way we look at
there
it.
you go.
The power went out at the golf tournament?
No, the station.
Oh, at the
1260
station.
no longer
Oh,
exists because they couldn't move on even without us.
So
Wow.
I can't complain because I think I've got a couple lawn chairs, an umbrella, a golf bag.
We got a
There was
backpack.
speaker.
Backpack over
I
there
got a
is whatever.
backpack. Yeah, mine's in
We
there.
have some good stuff. We had some great giveaways there.
So, anyways, the 1 year, first hole, par 5, second hole, par 3, and they're just setting it up.
Yeah.
So we always ended up with Saker, which is a great time.
He's a good time.
Yeah,
You
he's
a
guys
great
had
time.
Uremchuk
man
one year
lives.
too.
And yes, we killed.
That was not
we
good for
killed
him.
Uremchuk the 1 year. Anyways, we second hole, par 3. There's sort of shadows over the green. I hit my shot. I'm like, I look at my brother. I'm like, I think that went in. He's like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, I think it went in. He's like, it went over the green. I'm like, probably. So we rolled down there. I'm like, I'm not walking up there. So my brother walks up there. He's like, yeah, it's in the hole. I'm like, F yeah. So
I heard the cheer. I remember.
I
that.
remember the cheers
I'm
too.
going
so
nuts,
loud.
right? So awesome. We go to the next par 3. It's like $10,000 if you jar it.
Yep.
We go to the next par 3. It was like 15.
A
we go to
vehicle.
the other par 3. It's a brand new GMC truck.
Yeah.
It was the
I-
only par 3 we had that tournament that did not have anything
So-
associated with for a
no,
hole in
well,
one.
No, it was closest to the pin. Dusty's reading it off with a hole in one.
Yeah.
And I won this gift basket of
Yeah.
every chemical that Dr. Doom made.
I remember.
Every one. Like, I still have, if you have a horse and horse flies are bugging it, get a hold of me because I have a repellent for that. If you got a dog that has ticks, I got stuff for that.
Wow.
Anyways, what happened was everyone was busting my chops. They're like, you got to buy a round. I'm like, there's 250 people here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I won bug repellent. I'm not dropping $1,000.
For bug repellent.
You know, we did pour back the shooters on my dime, our group, for the rest of the round. But
Do you-
yeah, and I've always said I would rather get a hole in one and win bug repellent than
did it.
than miss winning a truck by an
Yeah.
inch.
I understand that rationale. Now, do you remember the Dr. Doom lady?
Oh, she was in fine form.
And that was like early in fine form.
Yeah.
Because we wrapped around and ended our round right at her hole, and she was a puddle.
I think that was like my 5th hole or whatever, 4th or 5th hole, and
Yeah.
she was already feeling it.
and
And
she-
our tee times started, we were morning tee times there.
And it was a nice day, and she was like full bikini, right? Maybe some jean shorts. And I just remember, I'm like, that was like my last hole. And she's like, take whatever you want. I'm
Yes.
tired. I'm like, okay, thank you. Nice to
You
meet
could
you.
have taken her vehicle, and she would
Yeah.
have noticed.
She was just like lounging in the sun, and I'm like, oh, hi. She's like, yeah, bug spray, take it, whatever you want. I'm having a good time.
You never got Soul 60 Golf Tournament, did you? No, I never got
Those
you.
were
one.
awesome.
I got the chair.
Yeah, I always gave him
Still
the
have
chair.
my trailer.
Yeah,
the chairs, yeah.
I gave him the
Chairs
chair.
are nice.
He's
Yeah, they
got
are.
it.
I think I gave mine to my dad.
All I'll say is just stay tuned when it comes to golf tournaments.
Oh,
Very close to things. So,
Ooh, I like it.
I don't want to announce anything just yet, but stay tuned.
tease.
I have a feeling
It's
that
coming.
might be sponsored by a beverage company.
Oh, if, you're,
I-
if
we
I
only
don't
knew
know
we have
anything.
nothing right now, but if you're looking for sponsors, if you would like to sponsor a potential
Or
EST golf tournament,
every hole could be sponsored by a different beverage.
We might be able to do that. We
But-
know some people.
If you pick a course, make sure there's a hotel near it. Because
well, it's not going to be hard to figure out which course we would potentially do one at.
We
So,
only have
just leave it at that.
one golf pro on our station who owns one golf course.
yes,
He's going to be on Hangout on Thursday, by the
Perfect.
way. Murray McCourt from
Yeah.
Ranch Golf and Country Club. So, just as I said, stay tuned.
I like it. I
It's
like
gonna
this,
be good.
Matthew.
It's
I like
gonna be
this
good.
tease.
You've seen what we have working a little bit on that, so I'll show you after what we've got working on that.
Oh,
so it's
awesome.
It's moving along. It's moving along.
I hope I get an invite.
Well,
You are.
we'll just leave
Dusty's
it there.
brother-in-law.
We don't want to spill all the details because I got to still work on the details for all of this.
Yeah.
Let's actually look at the Super Bowl now quickly from yesterday. And Dusty was ripping the players for not knowing the playoff rules.
Yes.
But is that fair when I don't think anyone knows the NFL playoff rules? Like for the playoffs? Because I
wouldn't
don't
be-
know what the playoff ones are.
To me, it ain't on the players. That's your coaching staff. If your coaching staff should be informing the players of what the rule is in overtime, especially if it changed from regular season to playoffs.
Like, I was watching the post-game clips this morning. I was flipping between the morning show and ESPN, First Take, I think it was. And they played the clips of the Niners players being like, oh, I didn't know that it was like that in the playoffs, and I didn't know that overtime changed and things like that. I get that, and that happens, and you're right, Troy. Like, the coaches should debrief the team. Now, you've got like 50, 60 guys in there in the room. Not all of them are paying attention.
Yeah.
They tune you out because that's just the nature of some athletes. It's people in general. Now, don't admit it.
oh,
Do
God.
not admit it, because now you sound like a dum-dum, and now you've got Stephen A. Smith, guys like us up in Canada going, how do you not know the rules? It is the playoffs, and we liken it to the Stanley Cup playoffs where overtime goes from 3-on-3, 5 minutes, and then if nobody scores, you get a shootout, game over, to 20 minutes indefinitely until somebody scores 5-on-5, right? Like, we all know that. We know, okay, playoff time, no gimmicky 5-minute 3-on-3, whatever, with the shootout if they need it. Don't admit it if you're a player. Just do not say, we didn't know. You say, we should have handled that better. That's on us. Leave it at that. And then behind the scenes, in your meetings, in your debriefs, you go, damn it, we're idiots. We did not ask, double check, go over, pay attention to what our coaches were telling us about it. Because now they look like idiots.
Oh, they made the coaches look,
Absolutely.
But can we get to the fact that there was a lot of turnovers in that game?
Yes.
Like fumbles. So if that was the Grey Cup, people would be like, all these turnovers, it's because there's garbage players, bad players. In the NFL, they're like, oh, no, it's because the defense is so good.
Good D.
Right? And realistically, that went to overtime, but not, to me, it wasn't really an exciting game. The end
Grey Cup
was
was better this year.
The end was.
The end was good. It
The
picked up in the
NFL
second
always
half.
finds a way to get the ending good.
It's because it's
But
scripted.
Grey Cup was better.
Grey
Like,
Cup was,
for
but the
whole
last
game.
two Grey Cups have been brilliant.
Oh, yeah. And I don't like people dumping on the CFL. It's a different game. Yes, granted, the best players in the world playing the NFL, but
Sure.
it is, you need to be a player to play in the CFL. It's not a garbage league.
No.
It's a great league with talented, skilled guys playing it. And as you can see by the games, the entertainment value is, on average, I would say the entertainment value in the CFL is above the NFL on average.
It's more
I think
fun.
the NFL, there's a lot of hype built up around it, and it's like the NFL is good because it's so big and so many people watch it.
The hype is fun too, though.
Yes.
I've got caught up in that rush.
I will say, though, if everyone's talking about turnovers, this and that, but it's that missed extra point or blocked extra point.
Yeah.
That game
big
shouldn't
deal
have
is
even
that?
been in overtime.
Yeah.
That gets blocked, and now it's
It goes from 4 to a 3-point game.
Yep.
Get a field goal at the end, or else that KC's driving at the end there.
They need a
For a
touchdown.
touchdown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not going for a field goal, so.
Should the Niners have gone for it on 4th down in OT instead of taking the points? Because that's
What
a big
was it?
debate right now.
I think they were at the
Like
9 or
4th
something.
and 3 though, or something like that. I don't know. It's
I don't know.
Time
Did they know the rules?
Well, some of them evidently did not because they readily admitted
they
it
didn't
post
know,
game,
yeah.
right? Like,
but you like in the end, you just can't give up a touchdown anyways.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
stop them. Go make the one stop you need on that. Because like I think if you go for the field goal too, like you just have to make 3-play stop. You don't. They're not going to go for the 4th down.
They did have them in 4th down, though, KC.
yeah.
Like, Mahomes had to make that run, even
But-
though that was a great play call. They could have stopped them there and the game's over. So that
Good
1
point.
for 3 is...
But when you go second and you're guaranteed to get the ball, that's a great position because you know you're going for it on 4th down.
I actually said that
Like-
to Matt yesterday about it seemed weird that, like, you watch college football, you watch CFL, usually the team that wins a coin flip wants second chance, so they know what they need to
Yes.
do. So it was really weird that the Niners took the ball. So
4th and 4 from the 9 of KC. I don't know. 4 yards is a. They didn't get it on. They were 2nd and 4. They didn't get it on 2nd down, 3rd down, 4, and then they didn't go for it on 4th down. So I could also see the fact that they're going. They didn't get it twice. So let's just take the 3 points. But yeah, I get like you stop. You get the KC in 4th down territory, or 4 down like 4 downs.
Yeah.
In your territory, they're going for the field goal, not for the 1st down. They're not risking losing it by missing a 4th down. So I don't know. Kick the field goal. Just go make a TD stop.
Exactly.
Don't give up the TD.
Yeah.
And
you know, it's a little different too because they got to drive the whole field. Like you said,
Yes.
let your defense make a play or have your defense do what they're supposed to do and stop them.
the 49ers also, they were really good in the first half, and they didn't turn that into more points. And that's what hurt them. They were the better team through the first 30.
They
And
turned it
weren't-
over.
They had the one turnover,
Yep.
and like
I
it
think
was
twice
also
in the red zone.
Was it 2?
I think so. Did they not fumble and was there?
Well, there's the McCaffrey fumble. I know for that. Was there a pick at in that point too? But still, like they didn't get enough points in that first.
Yeah, they
Let's
left
see
a
what
lot on the field.
It was a boring first half for sure.
that was a boring 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Well, basically until the muff putt.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, it was basically very
Ho hum.
great field goals. Long field goals.
Just
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
just
other
that
than
one
that-
fumble.
It was...
some excellent field goal kicking.
Yeah.
Man, it just Hernan Salas just can't get that win.
He'll be okay. I think Hernan will be okay. I didn't bother to text him because I knew he'd be heartbroken.
I text him just sorry your team like lost. Like sorry about that. I just got the like.
yeah,
I think
he's.
he just liked the message. So
I wonder how he's doing today. Headache.
I don't think a lot of people are doing well today. I just overall, it's either you're
Yeah.
a Chiefs or if you're a Chiefs fan, you're doing pretty happy and you're
Yeah.
just feeling good no matter what. 49ers fans are feeling hurt, and a lot of other people are feeling hurt, like the guy in the back corner over there, and Trev, like Troy here, and like a few other people, Eric and Dusty,
So,
Zach.
I've
I'm
always-
assuming Jay is
Lucas.
putting good, good today.
I've always thought that the NFL, you take a week off in between
Yep.
championship and the Super Bowl. Obviously, the NFL doesn't care because people are going to watch it regardless.
Sure.
But how could you not move the Super Bowl to the Saturday?
So
And then everyone's got the Sunday off. Well,
So
I
there
should
was
say.
this has been discussed apparently on the Dan Patrick show, and if I'm recalling it correctly, because they talked to someone about the NFL, and their answer was, people are are used to watching football on Sunday. They are trained to watch it on Sunday. They are trained on Sunday to throw on the TV and watch the NFL. So for this one game to all of a sudden break that and go to Saturday, they're still going to get record TV numbers. They're still going to have people watching it. They're still going to have the 100 million, whatever it is. They don't care about how productivity is the next day. People are watching.
Yeah. That's a good point. I mean, spending a lot of time down there, it is like just ingrained in them.
Oh, yes.
Like, forget logic, forget reason. It's just like,
and I understand.
It's like accepted that you're going to be banged up around Thanksgiving. You're going to be banged up.
Yep.
Monday of Super Bowl weekend. Like, it's a thing. You know it's going to happen. And they just roll with it. They're like, Super Bowl, man.
Deal with it.
Great time last night. I can't do anything. I feel like I puked 4 times. It's like, me too.
Oh.
And it's like a point of pride. Go on.
You weren't on the Hangout on Friday. So
What
on
happened?
the Hangout on Friday, Hoof-Hearted message saying he was in the Survivor pool. It was him and 3 others. And he was trying to figure out who to pick to lose. It was for 20 grand. And they initially tried to see if they could just agree to a split. 4 people. And one person said no. He is followed up with us. Said, for those of you that were interested in how the loser pool ended, I ended up sticking with the 49ers to lose. Nice. Pretty nervous, waiting for the 3 other picks to be revealed. Ended up that all 4 of us chose San Francisco to lose, so ended up splitting it in the end. So he's getting $5K to take home.
Damn. All right.
We were saying on Friday that we thought, like, for him, go to one other person and flip the picks. Like, swap. Will you agree to take the 49ers to lose, the other one takes the Chiefs to lose, but no matter what, you split the winning. So you're guaranteed some money.
That's a Big Brother move right there.
A Big Brother one?
Yeah, that's sneaky Big Brother.
Reality TV.
Right? That's Iwanyk. Of course Iwanyk would bring that out. Or Matthew Iwanyk. But Mike knew when I brought your brother would do that.
I don't watch that stuff. I know he does. So.
Yeah. He loves it.
I still stand by it. Who did I get in the argument with that was saying it was scripted, and it's not scripted?
I can't remember.
It wasn't DVD, was it?
DVD, probably.
I know, I can't remember, but it's not scripted. Big Brother's not scripted. Production might help push people thinking one thing, but it's not scripted. They still have to make the decisions.
I'm not here to argue.
I'm
I don't
here
watch
defending
it.
Big Brother. It's a great show. It's a great show. They should put that on Cool Bet, and you could bet on that early in the season. I'd do that. Any other takeaways from the Super Bowl? Anyone?
I need to go back and watch the halftime show. And what were the commercials? Because I watched
Rob Gronkowski missed the kick again.
I saw that.
Yep.
But wasn't that at the beginning of the game?
Yep.
Yeah, and then they did a tribute.
And it was bad.
It was a real bad 25-yarder.
25-yarder.
That's brutal. And then a nice tribute to Carl Weathers. I thought that was great. I went and watched like the top 10 funniest, quote unquote, Super Bowl commercials, and they weren't that funny. They weren't that great. The best one was Sarah V with Michael Cera. And the funniest part of it was him like flipping himself out of the shot at the end. And I was like, that was so dumb. But the Deadpool Wolverine trailer was awesome.
It
looks amazing. I get excited about those things.
Yeah,
Outside of that, like I didn't think any of those commercials were like that amazing. Like they had a Tina Fey one. I didn't know that she had beef with Glenn Close, and they used that. I don't know. There was and $7 million per 30-second spot.
Yeah,
Oy.
Unbelievable.
Because of what the audience you're getting. Like you get this massive audience that's going to be watching.
But did we?
I think the commercials haven't been there anymore. It's been a few years since they've really like been killer.
Yeah.
They used to be like all bangers almost.
Right. Like I watched them and I'm like, these suck.
Well, maybe it's the fact that you're paying $7 million for 30 seconds. Then, if you want a banger commercial, you have to pay these actors and everything.
Yeah.
You know, probably I would assume big money to be in a commercial.
There was a Christopher Walken BMW commercial where everybody was like doing an impersonation of him to his face. And I was like, isn't that just insulting him? And then at the end, he's like, I think he's in the Beamer, and he's like, yeah. And that's it. And I'm like, well, it's good to see Christopher Walken, but like they're all doing the, you guys, you got to understand. I can't even do it.
You know what? That'd be probably the same as the EST crew doing a commercial and all doing Rocky.
I'm not doing Rocky. You tried to get me to do it
We'll
yesterday.
get
I told
Sylvester
you I'm
Stallone
not.
and Tommy will do the Rocky
It
in
was
front of his
No.
face.
Oh, it
He's
was
like, can we
awesome.
announce a winner as Rocky? I'm like, no, shut up, Troy.
Yeah, we should have had you do the drawing of the names.
You
all
can
in Rocky
hear it.
voice instead of Eric.
People be like, who's this idiot? What? I
That would be
didn't
the
understand
beauty of
what
it.
he said.
That
Yeah.
would be the beauty
He
of
didn't
it.
even say a real name. That wasn't
It
even
doesn't matter.
words.
We couldn't hear Eric last night anyways.
He did a great job while
Oh,
he
he
was
did.
moderately sober.
While he was taking care of his brother.
Oh my God. Lucas was. You let him out of the back room, the storage room at the EST HQ, and look what he does.
Whale and the Wolf, though, playing March 1st.
That's right.
Union Hall. Some of us will be there.
And they're opening up for Royal Tusk on tour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
The March or Feb 29 in Calgary, I think, and then March 1 here in Edmonton. It's
gonna be awesome.
Union Hall, so it's going to be a good show. You might come to that show.
Yeah, it'll be my first time seeing them live, so.
They're phenomenal. Also, I want to bring up one thing. Why did I put on my coat and have a Philly cheesesteak sandwich in my pocket yesterday?
Oh, that was Zacticum.
That was you? You're dead. I heard it was you.
Of course they would say it
And I
was
wasn't
me.
the only one who had a slice of a Philly cheesesteak sandwich in his pocket leaving. Like,
Who else did?
apparently this was a thing.
Just want to make sure you were fed when you got home.
Oh my God. It was like, it
Who
had
else
been
did you
sitting
put
out
them
for
in?
like 5 hours.
Who else did you put them
It
in?
was him.
No, who else? What other jackets did you put them in?
I didn't put him in any jackets.
Oh, okay.
Dude, Rocky.
You're just going to
I
go
will
that way.
stand by that.
You'll
20
just stand by
gins.
that part.
Yeah, I didn't put him in jackets, plural. I'll put it that.
Can I get to a couple of texts, please?
Go for it. This
Thank
is the
you.
ESD Hangout presented by White Claw. Mike, my brother, Matt, T-Roy, and Tommy here with you here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Coming up at 11. Well, we're live here at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge.
Jay and Andrea are here.
They are now coming for breakfast.
All
Coming
right.
up at 11 o'clock, it is the Lock Shop with Dusty, and then at noon, Tommy and Dusty have the oil stream, all here at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge on Fort Row. The casino is now open, so you can actually come and see us, as it was closed during the morning show. So now we're live. We're live, and you could come have breakfast. Inbox,
Yeah.
780-218-9999.
People are curiously like, what the hell's going on?
What's
Well,
going
we've
on
got
over
the
there?
banners there.
We still got the banners.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
We
all
left
good.
them up last night. It was perfect.
I like it. It's good. It's cozy. And we feel at home here. So thanks again to Renee and the fine staff at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. All right, a lot of golf chatter, which I'm finding hilarious. Jason in Leduc says they should call it the Manage the Wasted Open. Yes.
Oh.
That's fair.
Well done. Well
It
done,
is-
sir.
Yep. Touche. Gus says, I golfed at Vegas National and shanked a tee shot right into the yard of the house that was in the movie Casino. I have a pic to prove it. Thanks from Gus. If you don't remember that scene, that's where Joe Pesci and the plane lands on the
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
fairway because
And
they
they
ran
start
out of
shooting
gas.
the balls at the plane.
And they're running away. It's the FBI. That is that looks like an awesome course. Like that's just an old school desert country club. So Gus, that's pretty neat and great scene. Great scene from a great movie.
He hasn't seen Godfather.
I was listening on the way in, and I was kind of shocked.
Sorry, I apologize.
It was funny when we golfed in Vegas. You rent your clubs and beautiful clubs, and there's one in there that's spray painted, and it looks like someone was using it to try to change a tire. And we're like, "What the hell is this?" They're like, "That's your rock club." We're like,
Yes.
What? And you know the fairways and the rough are pristine, and then it's just desert because why would you pay for all that grass and irrigation? So they're like, if you hit it into that rocks, hence the rock club. And it was like, okay, this makes sense
That's
now.
I would always use my wedge, and I would beat the crap out of my wedge. But I think that's a great idea. Like I'm gonna have to go to like a
Yeah.
golf shop, buy like a.
Why not just put it back on the fairway? If it's
You
just all
can do
raw.
that.
Coming from you, play it
it's
as
all
it
rock.
lies,
Oh,
breaks his 5-iron.
But there,
Yeah.
I'm on vacation.
Why,
I'm not.
why
in
would I
Edmonton.
take a stroke?
Yeah.
Right?
It's not a stroke. Just put it in the fairway. Don't
Oh,
take the
so-
stroke.
Why? It's a
you're-
playable lie.
You're
You're on
implementing
vacation.
the
It's
old
a playable
foot
lie.
wedge.
On vacation, why not? On vacation, why not?
Anytime
Oh
you're
my
on the
God.
golf course, it's like you're on vacation.
Yeah,
It's you're not at work.
in Edmonton, you should be working on your game. When you're on vacation, you're enjoying yourself. So put it back in the fairway.
You should be crushing your friends and family when you're on vacation at golf.
I believe this is how he hurt his shoulder to begin with.
That's literally how he broke
throwing
his
the
5 iron.
balls back on
He
the
tore his labrum, busting his
No,
5
the 5
iron.
iron was on a cable.
A guy wire off a power pole as he's
Yeah.
like swinging underneath it. When all of us said, "Move it so you don't hit it."
On every
Too
practice
stubborn.
swing, I
It's not
stopped.
vacation.
It
I'm
was-
not moving it.
Exactly.
His practice
It's-
swing was away from the ball.
No, it wasn't. I was at the ball. Every practice swing, I stopped before the wire. And then on the real shot, I went a little too far and I snapped the 5 iron. Big deal.
and your shoulder.
No, that was a different time. That was 18 Cougar Creek. Try going over the water.
Oh, yes.
Went as hard as I could, lifted
Great
my
hole.
head, driver right into ground. That's when it happened.
I got a great story for Cougar
I think that's when
Creek.
Kyle had his big round too.
The 18th there.
His 73 or whatever it was, 74.
You know the tee-off box, they got, right at the end, they got like those railroad ties.
Yeah.
At Cougar. So we're there golfing. It's a hockey, year-end hockey thing. And we said, okay, first shot on 18,
Go for it.
give her nails.
Yeah.
Well, I gave her nails and hit it an inch off the ground. It hit the railroad tie, come back
Oh
between
my
all
God.
of us on the, and ended up on the 17th green. And I didn't know. I hit it, I heard it, and I'm like, where is it? And I turn around, and my brother's eyes are like this big because it screamed past
Oh
him
my God.
backwards. And then my next shot, I crushed it. And I put it over the water. They're like, well, that doesn't count. I'm like, yeah, my second shot. That's the one.
Matty, with your power fade, that hole lines up nicely as a lefty for you. Because if you mishit it and it fades, you're landing on the fairway on 18 at Cougar.
Yeah, I guess. Usually just
In
goes water.
theory.
Yeah. No, in theory it should work, but you
theory.
also
theory.
can't take your driver and just send it right into the ground.
Yeah, that's
That's not going to
that's
go well.
frustrating.
Where it's only ground. That's it.
It's kind of frustrating.
That didn't go well. You guys all got over, I think, that day.
Yep.
You guys did it. So,
It's
yeah, still,
makeable.
3 broken clubs, 2 stupidity. That's all. I'll
Excuse
say.
me.
And yeah, but when you're on vacation, move the ball. Just move it.
Yeah,
Why
I
play
mean,
in the rocks.
some people are sticklers for like etiquette and the rules, and I actually respect that.
Well,
and,
but it's-
and that's where like the rock club, like Troy was talking about, that's a place where it's like it makes sense to do it.
Here's what I'll say for that is, if you're gonna brag about your score after, you got to play it as it lies.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to play your game. But if
Stick
you're
to the
willing
rules.
to just be like, I don't care about the score in the end for bragging rights. Like if you end up shooting an 80, you can't claim I shot an 80 because you moved it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if you're
How many
okay with that,
mulligans
then
today?
move the
All
ball,
right,
put it in the
3.
fairway, and
No.
just
You
enjoy.
know, when you're golfing with your buddies and you all are about the same caliber of golfers, if it's understood when you go into the round that, hey, if you're, in the rough or whatever, or just on the edge, give it the old foot wedge. As long as everyone is okay with that, because
I am not okay with
We have
that.
never played that way, I don't think.
No, we're pretty
It's only the breakfast ball.
breakfast ball.
Usually it's 1 mulligan.
Yeah, we used to do when we played the 2v2, 1 mulligan per 9 per group, and then it's kind of gone away over the last few years since we've all kind of been par. It's not really necessary, minus the breakfast ball.
but actually, you know what? The only time I golf now is like tournaments.
Which is so
And-
much fun.
Oh,
Yeah, but it doesn't do
great
anything
time.
for your game.
No.
But they're
At
just a
all.
fun time.
They are fun. Like,
You're
I love
sitting
it.
It ruins
around.
your game.
It does. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
but you're not playing your shots and all that.
I'm not doing so good here.
And then you just fake decide who's taking all the shots.
But you know
Actually-
what? Golf is the one thing where whatever you go drop $100 and you can go 17 holes and be like, I hate this game. I'm
Yes.
never doing it again. But then there's one shot and
That's
you're
all
like,
it takes.
Brings you
"Oh,
back.
man, there it is. I'm the greatest golfer in the
Googling,
world.
how do I get my
right?
card, like-
and you're like, this is unbelievable. And then you 3-putt and you're like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
I
Or
need
you-
a beer.
It
on the-
always ends that way.
Yeah.
It always ends in such a great way that you're like, let's do another 18.
Yeah. Drain like a 30-footer, and you're like, I love this sport. After you just shot a 93, you're like,
Yes.
oh my God, I hate this sport. It sucks you back in, and then you have that delicious beer as soon as you get to 19.
Oh.
You're like, let's do this again.
I
This is
don't-
great.
I still think, as we're saying this, I think the after hockey beer, that
Yeah.
ice cold beer
It's
coming out of
amazing.
the cooler, might be the best beer there is.
I like
It
the
is
hot day
amazing.
work, like
After
yard work
work?
or whatever. Whatever,
Oh,
or after yard work, something you're outside. That goes down really nice.
You know, speaking as someone who does not own a yard and lives in the same building as you, how do you know?
Because I used to take care of the yard at my parents' place.
He actually was good at
Seriously?
taking care of the yard.
I got mad at him once because he brought my sister-in-law's dog over once, and I was like, the dog can't go in the backyard and
I
piss.
could see him out there
Like,
with
I've taken
scissors.
care of this grass. I'm keeping it green, and they let the dog out and took a
My
piss at
dad
the-
trained him well.
I was not happy because it's like I've been taking care of this lawn, and it was him that let the dog out there to like piss me off.
I respect that. Well
and
done.
I wasn't happy. I like it, but no, I would
Torment the
go water
baby
that
brother.
grass every day. I cut it like every 5 days or whatever. I got it nice, lush and green. It was beautiful. No. I took care of it, and
And then he stuck the fire pit on top and burnt a hole in it.
No.
me and my dad had a little fire pit, but we were smart enough to know that like it's gonna burn a little bit. So we tried raising it or putting stuff under, and that didn't work. So then we burnt the grass. We replaced it. It didn't replace well. Like it just didn't grow properly.
what?
And then we took like some big cement blocks and stuff, and it worked.
If that was my brother and he was that particular about the lawn, I would go over there when he wasn't around, and I would pee on the lawn intentionally just to be like, what in the hell is going on?
Actually, no, I did it right in front of him with the dog. I said, he told me not to. I said, go out.
He
Wow.
couldn't do it because my dad was probably proud that I was taking care of the lawn, and he wouldn't want that on the lawn. So he'd be pissing off me and my dad.
Okay.
That's what brothers do.
All right. I mean,
I'll-
I
But
got
I learned
stuck
from
with,
Yukon Jack of taking care of a lawn.
Now,
Yukalon.
that's Yukon's, like,
That was his
happy
big thing.
place, right?
Yeah.
He's got 2 kids, a wife, a few dogs, some cats, and his peace of mind comes with manicuring and maintaining a lush, large plot of grass and trees. I understand and respect that. Now, we're talking about a home where there's you, your brother, your
He
mom
wasn't
and your
living
dad.
there at the time. It was just me
Oh,
and
you
my
weren't
parents.
living there?
It was just me and my parents.
And you're like, you know what, Dad? I've got this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the lawn.
Damn right.
I'm gonna shovel. I'm gonna mow. I'm gonna plant. Mom, what kind of flowers would you like this year?
Not that. My dad also did the weed whacking. I didn't touch the weed.
That was
I
the
wasn't
most
good at
fun
that.
part. Then
Yeah.
there's me.
I wasn't good
who
at
had
that.
2 brothers that were useless, and I got stuck mowing the lawn, weed whacking, shoveling the snow. That I was like, never again. I moved out. I'm like, never again. I'm not doing it. We're getting landscapers. We're hiring help if I ever buy a home. But that's why I
Matt
get a
had
condo.
to do it if
lock
he
and
wanted
leave
his
it.
allowance.
I got
That's-
I got lunches made from my mom for work every day for a while. It was great.
nice.
It was wonderful. But we grew up with this massive yard, and we'd each take a lawnmower, and we'd each go at opposite ends of a yard, and just work our way to the middle. And it took us an hour to cut the lawn.
Wow. Dual lawnmowers.
Yeah.
Must be nice to have money.
Like push mowers, not driving ones. That's push.
And if
My
the
dad's,
lines,
my dad's not spending money on the driving
and
mower.
if the
He's got
lines
2
weren't
kids.
straight,
My dad wouldn't be happy.
We'd have to rewalk it.
I remember I had to do my grandma's lawn, and typical, very small house, huge yard, electric mower.
Oh, that's your grandfather's house.
I must have ran like the biggest extension cord you could imagine. And I learned very quickly how to fix that thing because I would run it over at least once every time I was cutting it. There was more electrical tape on that thing.
That was our Ditos.
Yeah, we'd go to our grandfather's, and he would have taped up the cord because it'd been something would have happened to it last time, or whatever,
Yeah.
and we'd have to cut with the electrical one. But yeah, no, we got the push mower. We had to do a big yard, and it took us an hour, 2 of us going at it. But yeah, no, my dad's not gonna give us a driving one. He's got the 2 lawnmowers right here. He's happy. He doesn't have to cut it, but then he'll also make sure that we do it right. Otherwise, he'd get mad at us.
Bad Andy via the Paris Jewelers inbox says, so Matthew, the stickler for rules as a
Yep.
commissioner, former commissioner, is okay with cheating on the golf course.
As I've
Interesting.
said, okay, let's. In Edmonton, I'm a stickler on the golf course too. Like straight up, for my game, I am a full stickler. I don't care what anyone else does. I will be a stickler for mine. You're on vacation. It's just have a good time. Also, I do stand by still though is you can't claim the score. If you ever mess with the rules, you can't claim your score. If you claim your score and you play, like, you have to play it perfectly, and I'm good with that. That's probably a stickler.
I'm not happy. I do not accept the foot wedge when I play. Ever.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
Are you okay if someone else did that? Like, if I go golfing with you and I do it.
If Troy did it, I would say, why did you do that?
What do you shoot?
Like mid-80s without practice.
So you're shooting mid-80s. I'm shooting mid-90s.
Yeah.
Does it make a difference, honest to Christ?
Like,
the old
it's
foot
just-
wedge?
it's like
I'm
a
not
respect
going around
thing.
and going, 92, boys.
Okay, if you think you're going to, like, not break 90, you're going to be in the 90s. Do you care, like, it's the 14th hole, you're having a bad round, will you use the foot wedge at that point?
I will earn my crappy score that day. And I will be mad about it till the next time I play.
Did you keep the score the whole time?
Yes, I don't give up on the score. Jack Michaels gives up on the score all the time. He's like, I'm not keeping score today. I'm like, you're wimping out.
I get mad and I'll stop keeping score, and then I start playing better.
Then how do you know if
Two
you're
shots in.
getting any better? Because
I'll tell you
part of it
exactly
is
how.
tracking your scoring.
Because at night, I could easily go, as I'm sleeping, I will go through every shot in my head, and I can calculate exactly how my score went. It's not hard.
Okay. Some of us can't count. Like me. I have to mark it down, all right?
It's really actually simple, but it's just, I don't know. Once I put the stop keeping score sometimes, it lets me play better, and I just have a better time.
Man.
I enjoy it better. I know my score is going to be terrible, so I'd rather just enjoy my remaining hour and a half as opposed to being miserable still for the next hour and a half. And then I could go back to just being miserable like I am all the time. It's my one little happy time. I'm just trying to create a little happy time for me.
Clearly.
That's all I'm trying to do.
Clearly.
That 5-hour window.
That is all I have. 4.5, because I don't want to go to 5.
Oh.
I get upset.
No.
Golfing your 14 holes or 16 holes, whatever it is. 12.
Well, I just don't like the wait and it going to 5 hours. That's the issue. Tournaments are okay, except the one tournament we golfed in, which went 8 hours or whatever it was. And then we had to go to Red Deer that night.
Oh, that's a long
because
day.
we were then going to go to Calgary, but like we didn't get to Red Deer till like 1.
Yeah. And then we were up at 7 to get to
Innisfil
to golf the golf course
Yeah.
there.
But yeah, that tournament took forever. And we got to the last hole, and the people that are doing the prizes were like, "This day's gone by so quick." And we looked at them like, "What are you talking about?" Like, it's been 6.5 hours on the course. Like, this did not go by quick at all.
No, that's not quick.
This is the EST Hangout presented by White Claw, live here at Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, where it is open now, so you can come on down. We had the big Super Bowl party yesterday. I haven't told Tommy this. I don't know if you know this part yet, but we'll get into it. We had a great time. People were hurting today. So you know that why we're here today, right? Like, you know the story behind EST Stat Day, and Dusty said no. And
Yeah,
so
I knew that.
me and Eric, we wanted EST Stat Days, where we say, hey, we're just going to take our own days off. And Super Bowl was the one we're like, hey, let's start at 9 o'clock. We could all just do the hangout. We could all sleep in. People will get banged up on Sunday night. It'll be perfect. And Dusty's like, we can't do that. We got to be talking Super Bowl. We have to be talking. It's like, we can't do that.
Yeah.
So he connected with Century Casino. They got us rooms here. We're able to do our shows all day here today. First thing he says to me as he's getting set up here, we should have done the EST Stat Day.
Dusty said that.
Thanks, dude. Like, yeah, you should have listened to Eric and I.
Wow. Well, Dusty had a time last night.
That was my point. Like, and we knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, we did.
He even got a donaire, I heard.
He did.
Where?
He got one delivered.
It was delivered.
One got smuggled in.
We won't
for
say
him.
by who.
Seriously?
And he forgot that he ordered a hot dog, too. So
Yeah.
they come in, and they drop the donaire off for him. He's like, oh, my God, he eats it. And then the plate of hot dog comes.
Oh, yeah, the
Wow.
4-foot hot dog or whatever.
That's our boy.
Yeah, we and actually, they did well in the casino yesterday. I know.
I heard. I got the text this morning.
They got a few pretty good ones, but and then Fletch showed up.
Yep. That's what I heard for.
So there was a really good time here at Century Casino yesterday, and We'll be back for Super Bowl next year, I'm sure, and we'll have we'll do it upright once again.
It truly was an awesome time. Great crowd. Great to see the Nasties come out, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. Also, this is the conclusion today. Right now is the conclusion to what's been like a very long week, where we literally took this show to a different country, all the shows really, and just kept it going. So I mean,
Dusty and Eric have not done the morning show in the studio since last Monday.
Right.
I've done the hangout once in the studio since last Monday.
Yeah. We were on location for pre and post game on
Yes.
Saturday.
Saturday. I can't even remember the days.
Here, We're at multiple spots in 2 spots at the hotel, Park MGM in Vegas.
Pre and post game
So,
from
the rink.
T-Mobile Arena. Yeah.
It's been a good week for EST.
It has been. Like
It's
lots-
going to be nice to get some normality going.
That is true, and like a stress test for us, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you're actually going to be on location this week. I think Thursday.
That's right.
For pre and post.
We have an announcement to make about that coming up.
I don't know if it's been announced at all
We
yet.
haven't announced anything yet.
No? Then
No.
I'm going to hold off on that one.
Yeah, we'll
but
hold
I guess
off.
we could. Well, it's happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
So at least it should be. I was told yesterday we got to go for the internet test tomorrow at some
That's
point. So we'll have to
important.
go figure
Well
that out.
kind of
I like
important.
that.
It's.
So,
Drop
do
the
we
fact
tease
that
it, or what do
I think
we
we
do?
just tease it. Well, I'm not going to leave it for the Dusty could do that.
Dusty can do
He
it.
can
but-
promote that tomorrow.
You
'cause
pretty
he's
much
got
teased
the,
it.
Yeah, but
You're
saying
going to
what
be
it
on
is.
location at pre and post game on Thursday, but we're not
We're
telling
not telling
you
you where
where.
just
Not
yet.
where just
Wait
yet.
till Dusty
Anyway,
tomorrow.
we'll
What a
tell him
cliffhanger.
handle that,
What a
yeah.
cliffhanger.
Taking the show
Well,
on
and
the
then the
road.
morning show's actually on location on Thursday too.
That's
But
right.
I don't know where they are.
I thought they said from a trailer.
Yes, from
Yeah.
like some, but I don't know if it's a show or like
No,
where they're
I
going.
think it's the RV show. Is it not?
But the RV, I don't know if I haven't. I've Googled RV show and I can't find one that's on this week.
Oh.
There was one last week.
Maybe they were supposed to be there last Thursday.
No, they were supposed to be there this Thursday.
They're just in some random guy's trailer.
Well, and I'm supposed to bring the equipment, I think. They don't know how to set all this up. Well,
I do
Dusty
now.
knows some. Well, Dusty doesn't know how to set up like his board and stuff to play the audio.
I have a feeling they're just going to end up in some guy's field in a random old trailer. And it's a ploy to get Dusty and Eric out in the boonies.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea what's going on with that one, so I guess we'll figure it out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's been a hectic week. Thank
I'm
God you're on
behind on
today.
emails. I am behind on emails too. So
Yes.
to Chelsea, she's emailed me a second time today. If you're watching, I will email you about the Friday email for sure. Later today, she's with the Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of EST,
Which reminds
maker of
me-
our shirts here,
Oh.
the sweater, hat. Zach Tecum's got a hat on. My brother's got a hat on. The Hive Product Marketing, products that bring the buzz, thehiveproductmarketing.com. Speak to Chelsea if you're looking for any sort of promotional products. They do great work at The Hive.
You're curating the next pop-up shop.
A few things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my dad's saying that the old Rona on 140th Street, 170th Street for the RV. So that's just Arcan RV. They just do their RV wars. I think that's where it was last time.
Oh, okay.
So it's not an RV.
I thought
So
it
we're
would have
there.
been at, like the Agricom or something.
No, so that was last week. So this must be just the Arcan RV
Oh.
RV wars that they do.
Okay.
So
we're
okay,
live
that's
on
nice and close to go send things. Thanks to my dad for sending that info. I guess Dusty talked about that
Oh, so maybe
a
it's
little
your
bit
dad
there.
trying to get Dusty and Eric in a random trailer.
Oh, boy.
Stop picking on my son.
Jerry, via the Paris Jewelers inbox on this post-Super Bowl Monday morning, says, "Good morning. Just on my way home from Sun Peaks and some great days of skiing, listening to you as I come through the wonderful Canadian Rockies. Enjoy your day." That is a lovely text in from Jerry,
Jerry.
and I
You know,
think it sums up the morning. Like
It's awesome that
Yeah.
he can hear you guys in the mountains, yet there's half of Edmonton can't hear a radio station.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You mean 1260?
No one can hear that anymore.
He said it, not us. I'm leaving it at that one
Going
there.
there.
But thank you for that. Morgan Rielly. Was he right or wrong in what he did?
Oh,
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Did you?
Yes.
I'll say the cross check to the face was probably a little overboard.
excessive,
but
yeah.
There's a lot of other things that could have been done. Jump him, like
Yep,
not
punch him.
not Bertuzzi style, but
But you know it's coming. If you're
Yeah.
Ridley Gregg, you're doing that. You know it's coming.
oh yeah,
But Morgan Rielly's cross check, I watched the replay in slow mo. Did it land that hard, or did
Ooh.
Ridley Gregg kind of sell it?
I seen an angle from down the boards.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's right
So
across his
it
jaw.
landed.
So-
Okay.
Oh, it
you
looked.
could have cross checked him lower,
Sure.
so that it doesn't even come close
Get him
to
in
the
the
head.
arm and then get into a little scrap.
let
Yeah.
the
Ribs, arm, whatever.
I don't
Greg knew
condone
what
it.
he was doing,
Absolutely.
and one of my buddies, who you know very well, he said he would have been on both ends of that. He would have been the guy taking the slap shot, and if it was against him, he'd be the guy going after the guy. So
You know,
it brings the rivalry back.
It
That's
does.
the fun part.
Going after, but that's something that could really, you could very easily break a guy's jaw or something. And
Well, yeah, I think you're seeing rage and red, and you don't care what kind of pain you inflict on him, so you do something stupid like that. You think about it later and go, well, that was dumb. But, yeah I think we don't see a lot of that. Like, there's this weird thing now in hockey, and not just the National Hockey League, where guys don't expect retribution, and then the type of retribution when it is dished out is way over the line. Everybody used to know how to engage and to throw a punch and to block a punch and just tie up, right? Nowadays, these kids that are coming into the league, like, the fighting's been taken out of the game. It's there's still some, but it's such a rarity that they don't know how to get into a skirmish. And it looks like what we saw with Ridley Gregg taking a slap shot. We laugh at it on an empty net breakaway. And then Morgan Rielly, instead of taking him and slamming him against the boards and starts punching him in the face with a glove on, or maybe he takes his gloves off and engages Ridley Gregg and makes him drop his gloves, something like that, where you ragdoll, whatever. Like, now you have a guy that doesn't really know how to punish someone for doing something stupid, so he cross-checks him in the face, and then the other kid goes down, and then you get a scrum, and it's kind of like,
I think the big problem is the instigator rule.
But Mike, that's been something that they've been saying for 30 years. I remember.
No, but they brought it back. Like, they brought it in. You go watch Golden Bears hockey, and that's some of the dirtiest hockey you'll see, because you can't fight, right? You can't do any of that. But the fact
You
that
can fight, but you just get kicked out.
Well, you get what I mean. Like, there's stick work in there, but
Yeah.
the NHL, it's the instigator rule. So these guys don't have to learn to protect themselves, because they know if they do something, if someone jumps them, that guy's getting...
I get that, but I'm sorry. I'm not waiting for the rules to protect me. If a guy that's mad and seeing red is going to try to beat the shit out of me, I'm protecting myself, and then I'll let the rules take care of it after.
But that's what I mean. Like, if you didn't have that rule anymore, these guys are going to have to learn to protect themselves. That's where, like, I don't know.
They should learn regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless, you should learn how to protect yourself. I'm sorry. I know that, fighting is being weeded out. I know that the hitting, the headshots, they're trying to get rid of. That's great. Now we're seeing more hits from behind, which is not great. But somebody should teach these kids how to just simply protect themselves, even though fighting is being taken out of the game.
know what's funny? When you say protect yourselves, how many guys in the NHL do you see? There's a guy right on me. I'm going to turn my number right towards the guy.
And it's
I'm
being
like,
taught to them.
oh
Belzy
my
and I talk about it on Hello
God,
Hockey.
that's
He says skill coaches are teaching these guys to turn so they do get hit from behind.
Trying to get the gamesmanship penalty,
Well,
in a sense.
I
because
remember-
the onus is on the guy coming in for the
I
check.
remember being an Adam when Pee-wee is when you started to hit.
Yeah.
And it was, you had to take hitting courses.
Yes.
And your coaches in Adam were teaching you how to receive hits all the time.
Embrace
Yes.
yourself into
Yeah.
the wall.
Put yourself
Engage
in the
battle.
board, shoulder on, like this and that.
Yeah.
Never turn
Then
your back.
make the play.
Yeah.
Don't make
It
the
was-
play and then
yeah.
get killed.
Yeah.
Or paralyzed.
It was
like,
always
knock on
never
wood.
put yourself in a bad position
Yep.
to get. And now these guys and then, like, they're getting blown up for. I don't know what hitting from behind is anymore. You see it in the game, you're like, ugh, that was ugly, and very seldom is it called.
Yeah. Surveyor Brett is asking if I was the guy taking the slap shot or the guy cross-checking. I think I know the answer. I would get in there. Like, I would slash a guy and get in there. I'd be the first one in because that's the guy that usually didn't get hurt the most. I was causing it.
That wouldn't be me, because if our goalie was pulled, I wasn't on the ice. I would be the guy in front of the other net playing defense, trying to get in the way and block a shot. But
Man.
What would you be?
I think I'd be on both ends of that.
Yeah.
But definitely jumping in after the guy.
oh,
I mean, I absolutely loved it because of the rivalry and this and that, and it adds more excitement. But I'll say, if that happened against me, I'd be in there like a dirty shirt.
Yeah.
Getting the guy.
But are you cross-checking him in the head?
Probably not in the head.
Not in the head, yeah.
Two-hand across the back of the legs, make him turn around, and
Yeah.
now he's facing you, and you can
One
Start
I
the
used to
face
do.
wash?
Yeah, you know what I used to do was pretty dirty. I would do the stick in the back of the knee.
Oh,
to trip
in
him.
The spear?
The spear to the
Yeah.
back of the knee. I was bad for that.
You know what? This probably isn't good. My youngest son, 10, plays defense, and now 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds are doing Michigans.
Yes,
Like, it's
it's
crazy.
incredible.
And I've always told him, I said, if a kid does that and pulls the puck up, I'm like, you skate right through his chest and put him in the backboards. He's like, won't I get a penalty? I said, yes, but the next time you're on the ice, that kid probably will not try that with you on the ice. And I don't mean to, like, don't be dirty about it, don't spear him, but, don't let him do that.
Consequences, man. If you want to showboat or be flashy, sometimes you might get caught. Someone might
Yeah.
get you, and if you're being told no, don't let them show you up by pulling a Michigan, and you smoke the kid, or you do something to him, that's how you learn.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
amazing now.
a great way to do it, but it's an effective way to do it.
Did you guys see that slash trip in the UCHL, I think it was?
No.
The guy's heading for an empty net. He got tripped, and the guy slashed him in the head like 4 times.
No.
Jeez.
17-game suspension.
Okay, I gotta.
That was a little like overboard, but
Really?
yep.
Which league?
I believe it was the USHL.
It was the USHL.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Nope. I'm not
Omaha
finding it.
Lancers. Is it like a day ago?
It's been a couple days. I think it happened last week.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Oh, after a violent slash.
Here
So-
it is. So
Okay.
David
So it's on
Posma,
a breakaway?
17 games
yeah.
for slashing.
And okay, so he gets
that's
tripped,
good.
and then
Ooh.
oh yeah,
Wow.
he's just whacking at him.
Jesus.
It's like he's trying to take the tree down after it's down.
Here we go. Okay, trips him. One whack
Ooh.
to the shoulder, another whack to the arm, one more whack to
Into
the
the
arm, and then
ribs.
catches him in the face.
Jeez, I give that
There
guy
you go.
credit. While he was going down, he was still trying to put
He
the
made
puck
sure
in the
he
net.
got his penalty in.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like he's getting his penalty, all that. He made sure he got his money's worth for that one.
That's bad.
But 17 games.
Yeah.
Well, what is Morgan Rielly getting? He's
5.
got in person
5 or 6. That'd be my guess.
Well, what did Perron get?
6, didn't he?
Prawn got 6, yeah.
I'm guessing it'll be close to that.
You never know with the NHL. Like that's the
Oh.
thing. They're all over the place.
I
George
know.
Peros doesn't have a clue what he's doing.
And it'd be like, what'd he get? A fine.
Why'd you have an in-person hearing? I don't know.
I wanted to talk to him.
Just wanted to see how he was doing.
Yeah.
Get an autograph.
If it was
Kid's a big
playoffs, it's
fan.
no games.
Well, it's yeah. We'll see
You
how
know
that
what?
goes.
Hockey it's a bizarre sport in the fact that if you hit someone in the face with your stick, it's 2 minutes. But if you make them bleed, it's 4. Right? Like, it's so bizarre. Like,
Hey, you can hit him
I
in the
don't-
face. It's okay. A little bit. It's a
Yeah,
little
it-
bit.
You drew blood.
But you
Yeah.
go a little further.
yeah. Ooh,
I'm not even getting kicked out or anything. Just no, a little
Yeah.
blood. Okay, that's cool. Sit for another 2.
It's a wonderful, beautiful sport full of many, many flaws that get.
oh, it's,
Well, that's
Exposed.
violence.
Yeah.
And that's the point of it. It has to be. The physicality and all that, that's
Yeah.
what makes the sport as good as it is. So it's, yeah. The Leafs play tomorrow, I think. So the NHL has its time when it
I think
comes
the
to more
hearings
of the ground.
tomorrow, they announced.
Yeah. So yeah, so they have time to
Assess
They don't have
this.
to rush this. They don't have. They could try to make sure whatever they do sits right with everyone,
Well,
and somehow
you mean-
and then screw it up.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
And they go
As
the
long as it
opposite.
sits right with all the Toronto fans, right?
I like my favorite. If that happened reversed, like let's say Austin Matthews came down, took a slap shot, and they did that to him, Leafs fans would be calling for a massive suspension right
Oh.
now. Right?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's how it always goes.
Of course.
When it happens against your team, you want the book thrown.
And-
when it's your team doing it, you sit there like, oh, it's the game. Game, respect, game type thing.
And it's bizarre, too, how it's like, oh, if that happens to a star, it's got to be 12 games. If it happens to, a fourth liner, it's like, that's a fine.
I agree with that.
You think so?
I want to protect the Stars. People pay to watch the Stars. I don't care if a fourth liner gets slashed as
Yeah,
much.
but
like
if I'm in the players'
intent
union,
to injure is a different like. crossing a line is crossing a line, but overall, I want to make sure the star is more protected.
Oh.
I want a player to think twice about coming after Connor McDavid or Austin Matthews than coming after
Yeah, but
fourth liner.
that shouldn't be a suspension doing that. That should be someone on your team going, hey, if you go after my star,
Or it could be
I'm
both.
going after you and your star.
Or it could be both.
Right.
Because the NHL has to protect its selling of the game, and it's you want your stars in the game. I don't want my stars hurt.
I liked it back when the guys on the ice took care of what needed to be handed out. Right?
I like that too, to be honest with you.
Again, both.
Especially if you're running
both.
around and your own tough guy said, stop it, otherwise I'm going to get mad at you and not the other team. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. A couple of texts have come in via the nasty chat.
Well, I got one text after for that.
Okay,
From Rams fan.
Surveyor Brett, who is a comedian when he's not an official reffing hockey, says, I say he gets 5 games. You need to punish the action more than the result.
I
And
hate
then
when they punish the result.
Soapkirk feels like the
Intent's
stink. Yeah, it is intent.
Yeah.
Stinky glove would have been enough, says Soapkirk.
Yeah, it's like, that was a horrible play. The guy didn't get hurt. You're good.
I think
he's
Soapkirk
hurt.
also said earlier that loves Troy, but is more of a fan of Lee.
Yeah.
Also, Nate Uchaz says T-Roy's got chirps today. Haha. he always has chirps.
Rams fans asking for an Iwanyk brothers arm wrestle.
Is this gonna happen?
I can't. I've got the bum shoulder. I can't do it. It does. I'm not allowed.
I feel like Mike
Doctor says
probably
no.
wins.
Doctor says no.
Funny thing is,
He's
I have
never
chirps, but
beat me up ever.
Correct.
How much older are you?
Correct.
3 years.
3
3
years,
and a half.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a shot.
I'm-
I've always said I actually have the one shot when
What
he's
you
on
gotta
his
get?
deathbed. I think
Oh
I could
my
end
God.
oh
it.
wow, yeah, with a
That's
pillow.
my
Of
one
course
chance.
Matthew thinks about
That's
this
my
stuff.
only chance.
I'm gonna take my one shot.
I'm gonna
and
punch
smother
him.
you
I'm
with
not
a
gonna go with the pillow.
Keep that in mind,
when I
Mike.
get that one punch on him, and he's not gonna be able to do much to me. I get the one chance in my life because every other time he's gonna beat me up, straight
I'm
up.
pretty sure both of my younger brothers feel the same way about me, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
I've
have a
always
shot.
said I'm the athletic one, but
I
he's
have
got
the
the brains.
smarts. I'm the
Yeah.
smart one, straight up. I will say that no problem. He has everything else. I said it at his wedding.
Someone, I think it was VR Montenegro. Hello, Mike. Thanks for coming out yesterday. He's in the nasty chat.
well,
Said,
damn.
I was like,
somehow,
Yeah, but you're looking over there.
No, I'm
Who's
just-
Mike
I'm
over
looking-
there?
no,
Like, where's
I was
Mike?
talking to VR Montenegro and his lovely wife, Ginger. But we were having a talk at halftime during the game yesterday, and we were talking about somehow Ninja Turtles came up, among other things. And I guess VR Montenegro was like, I was trying to figure out between the 4 EST OGs which Ninja Turtle is each guy.
Oh.
And everybody's like, oh, Iwanyk's Donatello. We're like, yeah, that's fine.
I
He's
don't
the
remember them.
The brains. And then
Yeah, that makes sense.
There was the
Eric's
purple one with the yellow one.
Michelangelo, Dusty's Raphael, and then I somehow ended up being Leonardo, which is fine. But we were talking about the game, and then we end up talking about Ninja Turtles and how it equates to us. So
See,
yeah,
that just shows you how entertaining the Super Bowl was.
it was a terrible.
That's how Usher
half
was brilliant
sucked. The
out
end was
there last
great,
night.
yeah.
that We're talking
Well,
about Ninja Turtles.
Outside of Dusty lamenting about Usher's abs,
Yeah.
that was the highlight of the first hour and
Well,
a
he had
half, 2
those
hours.
roller skates.
He was great on the roller
I do
skates.
need to
I
go
didn't even
watch
see
it
anyone on
on the
roller
computer, and watch it later to see what it's like.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't see any of
we're
it.
Drinking
You were
shots.
14 gins deep.
We're drinking shots.
I missed Reba, the anthem. I saw it hit the under though, but I missed Reba because we were taking shots.
Reba was awesome. Reba was very good. She owned it. She knew it. She was like, bah, at the end. She looks great, by the way. Coach Mike checks in with, checking from behind is totally cool. Signed Nick Cousins. How about Nick Cousins? They did a player poll going into the All-Star break. The Athletic did.
Was that the most punchable?
Yeah, it's like, which player would you want to punch in the face the most? And Nick Cousins had like 30% of the vote. Well done.
That's a great poll.
It was
Who
like
comes up with those
180
questions?
players that got polled for
Who
that.
do you think the best player in the game is? Who do you want to punch in the face?
I think that's a great question.
What player's wife would you like to sleep with?
Whoa.
I got to go in the nasty chat.
That's
Self-diagnosed crazy cat lady. Still think Troy should have reenacted Jason Kelce. It's never too late, Troy, and that's from Renee over there.
Oh,
Renee from Centuries and the
Renee
Nasty
wants to
Chatter.
see it.
Yeah.
You would be a good Jason Kelce.
That would be a great way to end
Like
this
you
show.
could have Halloween next year. You should go as Jason Kelce. You
Well-
get to be drunk still, like full on. It's the costume, and
Yeah.
all you have to do is take off your shirt, and you're good to go.
yeah, but then
I'm glad you remember
You know
that.
what?
And jump over the table.
Yeah, so you got to take the shirt off and then jump over the table.
Over the table.
We can move the
Come on.
table. You can
Renee's
just jump
put
off
in like
the,
a 24-hour
If-
shift for you to
if
have
I
Jump
fun.
off the
pulled-
stage.
Yeah, you can
You
just
know
jump
what?
off the stage.
You guys would be off the air for the rest of the day,
Right?
Because I would clean out all this stuff.
do it.
And there'd be cords pulled out.
We just got the lop shop and oil
Yeah.
stream left. That's all good.
That'd be good for Dusty to come
Dusty
down
will be
and
like, "Oh,
"What
I can't do
hell
the show. I
happened?"
guess I'm going home.
Yeah.
See ya, guys."
Quinn Phillips.
Never
the-
too late. Never too late, Troy.
You're doing it
you
at
got
the end of the show.
20 minutes to get this done for Renee.
Renee's done
Yeah.
so much
It is.
for us. There's just one thing
She
you could
wants
do
it.
for her.
That's all.
That's all. Yeah, she's never asked for anything. You're doing it.
We'll push for it.
We're making this happen.
Didn't she give
Renee.
you a football yesterday?
Yeah.
And which I gave back to her.
You're doing it. The commish, Quinn Phillips, via the Nasty Chat, says Calvin McCarty, good former Eskimo, said she was April O'Neil. So everybody's got Ninja Turtles on the mind. That's a good one.
I'm so lost with the Ninja Turtles reference. I'm not gonna lie. It's been so long.
You were mowing the lawn,
It's been so
planting
long.
flowers,
Who was
and burning
the
the
rat?
backyard down.
Who was the
Splinter.
sort of... No, the Master. Was that
Master
Splinter the rat?
Yeah.
That's who
He's
I'm supposed to be a
Donatello.
brainiac.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you were
I
the
can't be
leader
two
of
things.
the leader of the Ninja Turtles. That's probably you.
As a rat?
No,
Wasn't he a
brains. Yeah, but that's different.
What do you mean it's different?
It's different.
You're like the computer whiz guy, which
Yeah.
is Donatello.
Yeah. Thank you,
100%.
Mike.
We'll live with that.
The rat was kind of the guy that kept everyone together and trained them.
RCN does say that the Ninja Turtle assessment was bang on that you had earlier with you and VR Montenegro.
VR Montenegro.
And, stuff,
And then Rip City Step was in the conversation, too. Which was great.
As
Troy, you're
long as-
doing this thing, by the
as
way. You're
long
doing
as
the
we
Jason
enjoy.
Kelce.
Well, Renee has to come back, otherwise she's gonna miss it.
Well,
so
she's going to get a show.
That's the only thing. If she's not here, you can't do it because she's gonna then miss it.
That's
so.
all she wants.
And
She's
then
the
get thrown
sweetest
out of the
person ever.
casino.
She'll defend you.
She
She'll defend you.
right
a
on the
sports
craps
show.
table.
She'll be like, "It's for me." Well, you don't have to go do it over there. We're saying do it here. Like, don't go into the casino and do it. Just do it on the table here. We're not saying go jump on a craps table, take your shirt off, jump off, and be like, "I'm Jason Kelce."
Last night that may have happened. That could have happened last night. There was a lot of people that probably would have been up for that.
Jay being one of those.
Oh,
He was working to get people part of the hashtag Glue Crew. He has the tweets out there. He was pushing hard for that. So
yeah. Glue guy had a good time.
Did he ever? Did he stay here?
no.
He made
but his
April
wife
pick them up?
did say at one point, I think, to him, "Don't come home." Like while he was here, like
No way.
like stay here, like enjoy it and all that. So like he was fully given the pass, like really go.
He was really
he was
building
having
up
a
the
good
Glue
time.
Crew. We do party well, I would say. We did before at the old station.
But we never
We
were
have-
allowed to go as big and stuff. Now that said, AFC NFC was always a big night.
Yes, that was fun.
That was one where
Oh.
Dusty for a few years would get really into it too soon.
And
He wasn't able to give away the big prize at the end, which was a big deal. And I remember our boss had to have a chat with him, like, "Hey, you can't drink until like the prize is given away."
That makes
And then
sense.
he would just book with a bunch of guys. You guys would come in, he'd book a hotel room, he'd take the Monday off, and he'd just get, as soon as the giveaway was done, he would go hard.
So he would take a stat, and he couldn't do it for you guys.
Yes.
Took-
he said.
but we all still had to do shows. Tommy would come in to do the morning show, and yeah, he booked his day off. And then this year, while we're saying like, "Hey, for Super Bowl, let's maybe," and not even saying take the whole day off, start at 9, or even I think we even compromised and said we'll do 8 o'clock. We'll do a 3-hour hangout. We'll start at 8, and no, couldn't do it.
if he is watching,
He's
I'd like
not.
He's
no.
not.
I'm saying if HR Daddy is
Oh.
watching, I'd like to let him know because I'm on the show. I am officially submitting my receipt from last night.
Oh, my God.
For reimbursement.
Good luck with that
Thank
one.
you,
An employee.
Keith. Thank you, Keith.
Plastic cheese via the Nasty Chat.
He's
Also,
coming to town this week.
Is he?
Dusty said. And he's like, yeah, I think now it's for business. He's probably going to have to rein us in because
Oh
we've
my
been
God.
to Vegas and then Boston Pizza and now Century Casino and everything's going on.
BP's was great,
HR
though.
Daddy's going to have to rein
Yeah.
us all in.
HR Daddy is Splinter, says Plastic Cheese. That's a good
There
one.
you go.
There you
Yeah.
go. Nailed it.
Quinn also says everything's bang on, so it is what
Yep.
it is now. We'll just stick with that. And
Yep. It's been a casual Monday for EST. I like it.
it's been good.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Trev didn't show up on time.
Where did he go? Is he? He's not
I
even
think he's
here
up
anymore.
to his room to do some work.
Okay.
He's got to
It's-
get.
Okay.
I'm not, I think I know what
no,
you're
no,
going to
no,
leave that.
no,
We're going to leave
yeah.
that. Do not continue.
Do not. I will.
We'll
yeah.
just leave it there.
I had dusted in my ear right there, little Dusty going, don't say that. Then I won't.
He already said the thing about the mountains listening to us crystal clear and all that, so we'll just stay there. Not going any further. Now, with that said, do Jason Kelce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Right now or at the end of the show? End of the show.
Whenever.
For Renee. For
Wait,
Renee.
within the next now 15 minutes.
Yeah.
She's ready to go.
Right.
Yeah.
That might be the way to convince him. Get a couple of poker chips and just throw them.
Wow, the sports book at Century Casino really took a decline in business after.
No, you've
the
got an audience
Hangout.
here. We've got some casual observers.
No, because they could sell this like Jason Kelce impersonator was here. So Jason Kelce was here.
Really?
Prove whether he was or not.
You think that guy's sitting right there wants to
He's
see
gonna
that?
love it. He's gonna love it. He's gonna be
Zach
like, "What kind of
would love to
station
see it.
is this?"
Zach's all good to watch it.
Zach's eyes are wide open.
We got the practicum going.
Yeah. Zach right now is going, man, I wish I
Mr.
had a
Nielsen.
Philly cheesesteak sandwich.
HR Daddy text in. Tell Troy he's out of luck. Thank you,
That's
HR
looking out for
Daddy.
the company right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, HR Daddy.
I love
Yeah, this has been a good one.
That's been a good one.
And now we get set for Oilers tomorrow, taking on the Detroit Red Wings back at home.
I'm just going to say something about that because on the morning show, I think the boys were going over like good and bad teams. And I can't remember if it was Dusty or Eric or if it was a texter that said that Detroit's a bad team. Detroit's 1 point back of Edmonton.
They're starting to turn things around.
They're
Yeah,
a
they're
good
right
one
there.
team.
Like, they're a good team. They've been scrappy all season long. Like, this is not going to be an easy game tomorrow. This is not an expected win for the Oilers tomorrow. This is going to be a battle tomorrow. And then I'm going to save it for Oil Stream in a little bit here, but like
Noon.
yeah,
Edmonton
I'll
Sports
save it.
Talk.
I'll save it. I had a lot of thoughts on my way in while I was listening to the morning show. So just like
Well, there's a lot of panic right now with Oilers kind of fans, it seems. Or
I
some of them,
know.
that they're all of a sudden panicking that the Oilers have lost 2 games in their last 3 after winning
16 in a
16
row, 24 of 28.
And but isn't there something to the teams that they lost? Like you go lose to the Golden Knights and the Kings. Those are teams you need to beat, but you're losing to them again.
And need I remind everyone, they have beaten the Golden Knights and the Kings this year.
Yes.
They could have won that game on Tuesday in Vegas, right? They didn't. Obviously, Aiden Hill was fantastic, making some great saves. And then they weren't able to score. And then they played maybe 2.5 good periods out of 6 in California. That needs to be something that's addressed going into tomorrow night, absolutely. But to go and panic and say this team doesn't have it after 2 games that weren't particularly good, you got 2 out of 4 points, that might be overkill, in my opinion. Now, I understand where the concern's coming from. I look at it and go, well, show me what you got tomorrow night against Detroit. Then we could start to reassess where this team's at coming out of the break.
Even on their 16-game winning streak, I'm trying to think back. Not many of those games did they play a 60-minute hockey game. Like,
Yeah, that's
like,
fair. That's
you
fair.
know, start to finish. There was games, you know, they were behind. They had to pick it up in the third. They had to do this. But that game Saturday night, it was like, ugh. That thing just snowballed.
Yeah, it did. They didn't play great, right? And then the Kings did have the new coach bump. The Kings are desperate. It's a dose of cold water to
Yes.
the Oilers, right? McDavid wasn't good.
Their power play wasn't
Power
good.
play was no bueno.
Yep.
Good point, Mike. Like, yeah, there's areas there where you're like, that's not great. Now, to flip out and go, this team's in trouble, or I knew it all along after a 16-game heater. Come on. No, we didn't know it. We'll see what they bring tomorrow against Detroit. That's where we're gonna.
Well,
and then when they play St. Louis,
Yeah,
then we'll
it all
see.
depends how they react, right? You
Right.
got to come out and just take it to
Yeah.
the Wings, and then win that game.
It's not going to be easy. Again,
No.
they're not the Wings aren't the Wings from last year and 2 years ago. They're a scrappy team that's in the mix in the East.
You know
They're
what?
on a hot streak too, I think, right
Yeah.
now. I think they're 11-3 or something like that in the last 14.
all
They're way better.
They're professional hockey teams. You can't think you're going to come in and roll over anyone. Like they all put up
7-2 and
fight.
1 in the last 10.
Yeah.
60 points through 51 games. So the Oilers have a couple games in hand, sure, absolutely. But Edmonton's got 61. The Kings have 60 points, or pardon me, the Wings have 60 points going into tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it on my way, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I know people react; they get fired up, and it was disheartening what we saw last week. If you're an Oiler fan, I understand that sentiment, but it's like Troy said it. He's like, this morning he goes, they've won 17 of the last 20.
Yeah. Like
And yes, they do need to play better. They need to elevate. Yes, we'll see if they can tomorrow. I don't disagree with that. But it's just like, take a deep breath.
It's more
reassess.
just who are the Edmonton Oilers? Are they as
Top
good as
10
a team
team.
winning a 16 in a row? Well, maybe not as high, but they're not the team that was as bad at the start of the season.
No.
But who are now the real Edmonton Oilers? That's the question.
What are they, the fourth fastest in team history to 30 wins?
Is that what it was?
Something like that I seen on Sportsnet, which is crazy to think after that start.
It was a terrible start.
like as an Oiler fan, that season started, and I would watch, and then, I got mad. You'd physically get mad watching them, get angry the way they were playing, and then it got to the point where, oh, geez, you kind of accepted it, and then you got to the point where it was like, whatever, they're not making the playoffs, that's the way she goes, man. And then they went on that heater. Well, even before that, then they started battling. It's been a roller coaster of a season. It's not done either.
To think they have an 8-game win streak and a 16-game win streak
Yeah,
with 3 losses in between that,
it's nuts.
that's impressive, especially,
Yeah.
The
You
way
went
they
24
play.
out of 27.
yeah.
And realistically, now you're, 25 out of 30 or something? Like, nuts.
It is. It's a good run. Anyway, I'm sure we're going to hear all about it on the Oil Stream at noon. I look forward to it.
He's promoting whatever he has to say. I'm sure we'll hear about it. What says the guy who's one of the hosts of the show?
It's a sell. Terrible sell.
That's at noon. You and Dusty,
Yes.
who's got lock shop in 10 minutes, and he's not down here yet. So
got the guys-
when does he show up? Is the question when it comes to Dusty.
Got the boys watching the ponies. Got
got
some
the
money
ponies
down
going?
on the ponies. I love it.
I love the ponies.
Got some people enjoying.
It's a lot of
the
fun.
Little breakfast
And-
action.
I don't know if last night is starting to come out of me or these lights are extremely hot. Right? But I'm feeling
They're
it right
LED.
now.
They're not like old studio lights. Yeah, you're gonna be okay. And Renee's like waiting for the Kelce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so we
you've got 5 minutes.
She's
Do
watching.
not go anywhere.
She's-
Troy's doing it for you.
She's waiting.
Right now?
He's gonna do a no. He's gonna do
You're
a no.
doing it.
I'm sorry, Renee. We tried.
He's doing. Do it.
We did what we could,
still
but
5 minutes
maybe another.
left.
Oh,
Okay.
still 5 minutes.
Yeah,
we're
that's
going
what I
right
said.
to
You
it.
got 5 minutes left.
It's tough to pull
Yeah.
that off
How do
and
you-
then be like, yeah, sit back down.
How do you not do what Renee
When I
asked
look
you
at,
to do?
hold up a second.
Right?
Jason Kelce took his shirt off, jumped out of the suite, came back, and was seen still sitting shirtless while Taylor Swift is just celebrating in front of him.
Yeah, well,
You
Jason,
could-
He jumped
Right?
out more than once,
Jason
too.
Kelce is also
Yes.
a professional athlete. I'm a 48-year-old out of shape.
Yeah.
You're a professional athlete in our minds.
Yeah. So we're not expecting you to. Well, he is a good boy. He isn't a pro athlete, so we're not expecting you to pick someone up. It's just jump and come back, and we're
I'll
good.
be lucky if I can get off the stage.
You're doing this.
It'd be more of a barrel roll.
Just see what happens.
It'd be like that Chris Farley skit. I'd be on the coffee table. There we go. There's you. There's me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Sorry.
is ending wild here on the Hangout.
Great.
I can't come into work
We got
tonight.
a small live studio audience, and this is now.
Yeah.
We finally hit off the rails, so
Threw my back out this morning. Can't come into work. What happened? I fell off a stage. I tried to pick someone up. My knee gave out. I'm done.
Sounds
doing
like a good.
a radio show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, at a casino.
At a casino.
Like this whole thing.
Yeah.
As you try selling that story.
Yeah.
I got video of it here. Watch it.
If you do this, we're clipping it for sure.
I was showing Renee didn't see the the slam dunk contest today, so I pulled that one out.
yeah.
Today. Have you seen that video?
The old station?
Yeah.
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 Because we went through that one, so just don't do that, and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can guarantee I will not be in a slam dunk contest. That was like, I got a great...
We got a slam dunk or a basketball net now
Yeah.
in the studio, and a
Yeah, we
slam
do.
dunk contest is coming back.
Yeah.
Lucas has to come defend his title. I am trying to think who's the one that gets hurt. There's a hole going into the wall too. Just throwing that out there.
And when you guys like bounce the ball, like
It's loud.
and the floor like rattles.
Yeah.
Because that used to be a bar. It was a metal bar, which is crazy.
Mead Hall.
The
that one
Mead
was
Hall,
Mead
yeah.
Hall.
Yeah.
So this was years ago. I get my Visa receipt. I'm like, $2,500. I'm like, what the hell is this for? And then there was another one for $1,500. So I called my Visa. I'm like, yeah, I got these charges. I'm like, I don't know what this is. She's like, okay, let me look into this. She's like, yeah, it's for basketball shoes. Did you buy any basketball shoes? I'm like, I'm a short, fat, white guy. No, I did not buy basketball shoes. And especially not $4,000 worth of basketball shoes.
How do you end up in these situations?
Just lucky, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, gents, this is a fun hangout. We're live here at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, where we had our Super Bowl party yesterday. 2 more shows left here in Edmonton Sports Talk. We got the Lock Shop coming up next with Dusty. I think the Cool Bet Boys, Pat Gregoire and Jake Bull and Moss will be on the show as well, as they'll recap the Super Bowl, because Huss is in Mexico for a wedding.
Yes.
And celebrating his Chiefs' victory
With
out
a
in
luchador
Mexico.
mask, which was
Yeah,
amazing.
so he's having a good time down there, so he won't be on. And then you're back with Dusty for Oil Stream. That's coming up at noon right here in Edmonton Sports Talk, edmontonsportstalk.com. To my brother Mike, thanks
Let's
for
go.
coming.
Troy.
And when do you have to go
Troy.
pick up the little one?
11:45 she gets
So
off
you got time.
preschool. So
And when do you have to do pickup?
Here we go.
Later?
Renee.
I got a 2:30
2:30?
and 3:10.
Beautiful. Now we got to get Jason Kelce up on this stage.
Let's go, Troy.
All right.
Here we go. Here we go. He's doing it. He's
got the
doing it.
jackets
The big
off.
man, the jacket.
Peace. I'm out.
Okay.
That was the EST Hangout presented by White Claw.
Oh, boy.
That was Jason Kelce over there. T-Roy, my brother Mike, Tom Gazzola, Matt Iwanyk. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Renee for setting this all up for us.
Thank you, Renee.
Up next, it is the Lock Shop right here at Edmonton Sports Talk in just a few minutes. Thanks for tuning in.